Sometimes art is prophetic, and sometimes I don't know how to offset it. The words too authentic to constantly do what I do and augment it. Y'all talk a big game, can't tell if y'all meant it. If seconds turns to minutes, the ticking will tell all. Will you hold firm or steadily fall? Will you conform with the ways of the world? Or will you give the world everything that you are? Make them fuckers move around you, kinda like sound do. Break out of everything that they had you bound to. You got knocked down, ho, get ready for round two. It's round two. Get ready for round two. Come back, run rap, run laps around these cats, jump back, kiss myself, still keeping me intact. Weird and black, they for that, hold up, steer it back. Weird and black, they revere that. Yup, you hear that?
Turnstile, switch it up. Young nigga raised hard, he learned not to give a fuck. Young nigga came far, still never give enough. Coming with the flavor, delicious, so she lick it up. Bust down, stick it up, I put it down, so pick it up. Scud town, saviors, done some till he shift to Musk. Stench so stank that the shit compare soft to us. Crud so dank, make your face much dripping, cuz club go shake when the bass gets to hitting ya. They ain't really hearing us, but they gon' feel something when the way is paved clear enough. I don't fear nothing but the fate is God really not. Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah, this that hip hop body rock, hardcore karate chop, neo-Nazi nasty, not feel it in my chest. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame. He's an automatic lame, heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go. Plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics, paint a picture so vivid the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava, words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play no. I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your jugular when I'm on stage. Until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it, how I do it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. My crew's the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses, I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging in it, I'm still hanging in it. I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms. I got a lot of soul, I found the pot of gold. I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample for me, so get up.
Hold on a second.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water. 2 touchdowns a game? Yes, in the game. You're tripping. How you high? No, it is high Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
Fuck.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 138. I'm your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I'm your other wonderful, delightful co-host, Shaquille Brown, a winner.
Man, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was about to be nice. I was about to do some congratulatory shit.
Cordial.
No, not cordial is one way, but you know what? Like, fuck Heat, fuck the Butler, fuck Adebayo, fuck Hero, fuck them all.
All of
I
them.
hope Pat Riley dies. He always looks like a fucking crypt keeper. But anyways, I'm Malin, your most honest co-host.
And I'm your other great co-host.
Oh,
Nestor.
great. Here we go.
Go Heat.
Wearing something Heat for the first time in his life. Jesus Christ. This is how we're starting the show.
Blame
Oh,
Shaq. Blame Shaq.
Already.
Is that a lie?
Blame a winner. Okay, this is the same man that said that if they lost Game 7, he wasn't going to show up.
And here I am.
This man said that he wasn't going to show up
That
if they
is
lost.
also true.
Yet our team lost, yet we're here. We're here with you, the fake fan, and the weather balloon, but that's fine.
Upset.
Jesus.
2 words, oh.
This man. No, you said more than 2 words. I'm trying to get a bit. Shut the Sorry.
Anyway, we do you guys want to take a nice cheers to open up the show?
I'm angry now. Got me going.
Heat.
Shaq found the one fucking button to push.
Yeah, he found it immediately too. Didn't even take most of the show, just right off the bat.
What happened the
folks,
last time the Heat were in the finals? Did they win?
was it 5 games or
I
6?
think it was. That was in the bubble too.
Yeah, it was a bubble bounce.
Yeah, little bubble bounce. like a rental. Like a little jumpy outside that some redneck person hooks up with some
We
air.
talk about the NBA and the NFL on this podcast.
Do we?
We do it every
Okay.
Wednesday night
Yeah, let's do it.
at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you click the first link down in your podcast description, it will take you to the YouTube version of the show. So you're just seeing a replay, but if you want to watch us live, again, it's 9:30 on YouTube every Wednesday night. So we look forward to seeing you in our live chat where we usually see G Money.
Unless you're a Heat fan.
Yeah, then you don't really have to say anything.
See if you're a Heat fan.
Yeah, so we've got some interesting stuff to talk about this week. We've got, of course, we're going over the outcome of the Eastern Conference Finals. We have our predictions for the NBA Finals, the whole thing. Then we've got some news. We're going to go to a break. Then we got G Money coming in. We've got some NBA trivia, some community comments. And then we are, Nestor. Then we are, of course, Ride or Die in 5
You said go Heat.
at the end of the night.
My
Kind
only,
of
prob-
sounds like some type of Heat. He's trying to grind down a dentist out in the Miami Heat.
my only problem is
Trying to create some friction.
I know if he would have lost,
And I
y'all
hope
would've
your
kept-
girl's watching right now.
First topic.
I know if
Trying to
you
put
would
his
have lost
nuts in
the
some
amount of
breasts.
shit that they would have talked, we
Dennis
would have
office.
lost.
That's what he's doing. What?
I know if we would have lost the amount of shit y'all came out here talking.
No, I wouldn't. I would have been very nice.
Y'all were talking shit when y'all won game game
Would
4.
there have been some shit spewing on this show?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
I think
okay.
I think one comment.
You thought we were gonna sweep them. You thought you was gonna sweep us.
I mean, you win 3 straight off the series. I'm sorry that was an
Right,
option.
Shaq was counting every last
This
egg
man
in that basket.
literally got like hemorrhoids. His cheeks were pressed so close together going into Game 7. He was so nervous.
Yes.
He was clenching them so hard. He's got a tumor that Nestor's dental assistant in Colombia is going to help fish out. Like, that's what we're dealing with right now. So we got a hemorrhoid ass Shaq. Congratulations. Congratulations. Nothing.
You want me to high five you to hemorrhoids?
I mean, I'm sorry if you got him, but congratulations on winning. Ness, you can go fuck yourself. Because I don't think Ness is actually a Heat fan. Nestor is something else. Because you let him ride out on his own like a Chinese weather balloon over the U.S. before they shot it down. So you let him be by himself, and you didn't say shit.
On that same note, the last time we did an episode, we were down 3-0.
You damn right we were. We made it a series.
Right. And
He was nervous. He didn't care.
we made a roaring comeback. And game 6 was the most riveting game of all obviously.
Yes.
So
White.
yes,
White.
Derek White
Yes.
made, I mean, just one of the most incredible Celtic plays in team's history. I guess
Didn't even see it happen. 100%.
You had already turned away.
I was watching the game and I saw Smart put up the 3, and I was like, "We fucking lost. This is stupid." And then all of a sudden, I saw like Celtics fans hugging each other, and I was like, "Okay, well, they're not gay." So something had to happen. And then all of a sudden, like, I saw the refs and I was like, did we make something? And then they went to the thing and they showed it and I was like, we fucking won. And I was like, somebody needs to do a wellness check on Shaq because Shaq is about to go grab a butter knife and cut his face off.
I had the same reaction when y'all missed a shot. I was like, "Fuck yeah, game 6 done over." I turned y'all hugging. I was like, "Fuck just happened? What are y'all hugging about? Y'all that eager to see y'all woman at home?"
Even the TV showed he wins series 4-2.
Yes.
Like, and then all of a sudden the
For a
rest of the
brief
middle,
second.
and I was like, what the heck?
I
is
just saw
going
Derek
on?
White so convinced. This
Yeah,
man was so
right.
like we play it. And I was like, he made it.
Right.
Okay, but
He definitely made it.
but let's not act like every NBA player is so convinced that they've done the right
Right,
thing
yeah.
with every foul,
Right.
with everything that's happened. Like, every time someone gets fouled, they do this
Right.
shit.
But
And I'm
Derek
like,
White looks like a
really?
really honest dude.
Does he really, though?
He's different.
No, he don't.
Let's not talk about Derek White's looks.
Oh,
Man.
that looks sketchy as shit.
Because he's walking away going like, count it. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, everybody does that. Like,
But then they showed the replay.
right. The moment they showed it the first time, they didn't have to show it again. It was
Nope. The
that was
first time.
clear.
I remember you.
It was
cheering
clear.
the first time.
And I was
Why?
fucking running
I
around
knew.
wild. I was thanking God. Oh my! It was a happy moment. I have to say, had we won Game 7, like if we just went all the way, went to the finals, and beat the Nuggets, that moment as a Boston fan would have been on the same level as, man, I'm sorry to say this, but the Malcolm
You
Butler
motherfucker.
interception.
You son of a bitch.
Had that went
You
on the
can't
way.
even bring up 28-3. You got to bring up Super Bowl 49.
But I'm talking single moment, not a
Single moment.
a whole thing. Like
That's
one moment that would have been up there with the Malcolm
Yeah,
Butler.
single moments, like single digits in your weight. Like, god damn it.
I know that ruffled your feathers a bit.
Some salty shit.
Hey,
Like Super Bowl 49, like I'm not that far removed from it that I gotta hear it from you.
I'm just saying.
as long as it gets him off my case, I'm like,
Shaq said, "No, you got to deal."
exactly. And he's sitting directly on the same casting couch as
I'm
him.
better for all three of you people. Everybody's on my list now. There ain't no telling what's gonna happen. Super Bowl 40. Bring up Super Bowl 49
Yes, sir.
with
That-
Malcolm Butler.
It was
I'm
a
trying
happy
to
day.
forget that Russell Wilson was even my quarterback, and here you are, Super Bowl 49 with Malcolm. Son of a. But no,
Anyway.
it was a great moment though.
It
But
was
okay,
huge.
but do you want to know what that moment is to me though? Because
Go
it's
ahead.
kind of similar. I'm giving you a lot of shit. Okay, but it's I can't really hate on you when I'm about to say what I'm going to say. So when I think of the White making that shot, I think of Curse making that catch in Super Bowl 49 right before we lost it. Because
my
it was the
God.
unbelievable
Right.
catch that happened that was supposed to
Right.
lead to the
Yeah,
victory,
yes,
and then we lost it.
Right.
It's the greatest catch in
That-
Super Bowl history that
yep.
no one's ever going to remember.
Right.
Just like no one's going to remember White
Yep.
in that great finish. But yeah, so I guess I can't hate on it that much because it did bring me back to Super Bowl 49. But you can kiss my ass because you have happy memories and I don't. Malcolm Butler.
Anyway.
I'm glad he didn't play in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Okay. we ain't got to get that personal now.
That person.
Let's move on to Game 7, where unfortunately the Boston Celtics just fizzled out with starting off with Tatum rolling his ankle in the very first play.
Well, if you're going to fizzle, that means you got to be hot to start with. And I don't think they ever were.
Not that hot, but
It was an ass beating from the get.
yeah, Game 7 came along, and we got down early and just never could come back to anything reasonable. I think we came down to single digits a couple times.
We
but,
looked really good for 5 minutes, though.
we did.
First 5 minutes, I was like, we got this.
Yeah. But it was what it was. I'm curious to think what was the mindset of the Miami fans during Game 7 before I go on Jaylen Brown.
Don't lie.
No, here's the thing.
I know you're nervous as
Nervous as a motherfucker throughout the whole series. Like I sat there, I was like, Jesus, I don't want to hit it. Please.
Wait,
Give me-
not the whole series. You were really confident after 3-0.
Here's my thing. After
Game 7,
when
you were
when you
clinching.
guys went up 3-2, I'm like, all right, I can foresee this going Game 7 now. And then when I thought we won Game 6, I was like, thank God, sweat stopped, and then y'all won. I was like, fuck. Game 7, I swear to God, we probably gonna lose this, but I'm rooting the best. I did want Tatum to be healthy the whole entire game because I did want to be the person that said we played a full Celtics roster and beat y'all. But it is what it is. Things played out the way they played out. And I'm very happy that things rolled their way. Just going from the supposed 8 seed, coming all the way up. Everyone
Right.
didn't think so to this moment. So
I would just like to point out, okay, that I did put in the chat. How's everybody feeling going into Game 7? And Shaq said, I'm not excited for this. I feel the disappointment in my chest already. And Nestor put starting early to prepare myself, which first of all, I don't really think you needed a Game 7 for you to have a Miller Lite like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's basically water. But he posted a picture
He's
of himself
thirsty.
having a beer. Like y'all were nervous. Like you guys thought you were going to lose that game.
because my
They
thing
were
is,
fully prepared.
you
for
don't
that.
go up 3-0, then all of a sudden lose 3 games straight and not be nervous about that aspect. It's kind
I'm
of
just
like,
saying, everybody else would always lose.
I was just ready for a game, and it wasn't. But I was ready for a game.
Oh, okay, but it wasn't.
It was not. At
It
all.
was not. Okay, I got you.
But I will say this: this series right here, I feel like
we
was the most
go.
entertaining series of
Oh,
this
yes.
postseason by
Absolutely.
Just
far.
like
by far.
last year, though.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like last year.
Yep.
Eastern Conference Finals last year, the most entertaining series in the playoffs.
I do not care what other series you even try to argue, and not try to be biased because it's our teams, but definitely the most interesting series so far.
These are two teams that know each other very well. The core of the team are
and hate each other.
right. They clearly do not like each other. the cores have been relatively the same throughout these past few years. So it's like, you're seeing the same characters over and over again.
But then you even go back to the big three that Boston had in 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
And then you had Miami, and then all of a sudden Allen goes to Miami. And Garnett and Pierce are making voodoo dolls saying, fuck you, we don't like you anymore. But one of the things that's great about Allen is that he even mentioned that when he went to the Heat, he said the thing that he was most blown away about when it came to the preparation of the Heat is that how scared they were of Boston and how they built everything they did and everything about their team was to beat Boston in the playoffs. Because they were scared of Boston.
Yeah.
And that surprised him. So they've been at it for a while
Right.
now.
Right.
Like these two teams have been locking heads for a while.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I think it's really one of the best rivalry in sports at this point. Like,
ain't none of us won a championship in the long.
I know. It's funny how that works, but we just fight tooth and nail.
But we're entertaining
right.
before we get there.
G Money in the chat is saying the Celtics were 9 for 42 on 3-pointers that game.
God
They
damn.
shot more 3-pointers than anything else. Boston could not figure out Miami's zone. That too.
Okay. But were we not 9 for 42 because once you got to the start of the fourth quarter, you're like, you need to start making it rain, breeze, and try to get something.
Them. Right.
Like at some point, you're like, well, like I remember talking to him, I was like, well, they have to at this point. They're down like 17 points with 9 minutes left from three.
Which is why it was such a shock that we even won Game 6. We were just as bad.
I wasn't shocked.
From the 3-point line.
100%.
Game 7 though. I'm sorry, but Brown turning over the ball more times than the Heat did was infuriating. And he is so bad at dribbling the goddamn ball.
That's what they're saying.
I'm like, yo, what first of all, last year in the finals, Draymond Green even said it. He can't dribble to his left. You would think that if that's out there, wouldn't you like go work on that over the offseason? No. He still clearly has not, because anytime he goes left, he's the same shit. He dribbles it off his foot, his hip, the side of his. I'm like, bro.
Okay, I have to point out there that every time Tatum has a bad game, you blame Jaylen Brown for them.
I would not say that.
Tatum had a terrible game too. I don't give a shit about the foot.
He did
still,
also have a
he
bad
was still
game.
fine,
But I'm
being out
sorry,
there, but
I didn't
he
watch
scored-
Jaylen Brown
he
roll
scored
his
like
ankle.
15 points.
Right on
in
a
the whole
bum
game.
ankle.
I roll my foot just, I don't know, getting out of bed, and I still make a living. Like, I'm fine.
Yes,
he's an
but
NBA
I'm
player.
sorry, but if you're an NBA player
Buck
and the
it
guy
up,
next to
Butterpup.
you has a fine ankle and he's playing worse
fine
than you,
Did he have the Gotham mask on?
that's the mask now.
He did not. He did
We get to
not.
block his vision so he can dribble
No,
the
we
ball.
just need to block his
better.
face because it's ugly as shit. But Tatum had a terrible game. And that was his
Yes.
first bad game of the whole series. And I know he rolled his ankle in the first quarter, but you can't just blame injuries.
Right.
The
They
simple
all,
fact-
besides Derek White, they all played bad in games.
Oh, Horford, Smart couldn't hit a three.
Williams.
Yeah.
None of them hit
Yeah,
three.
it was all
Williams,
just
oh,
poor
geez.
shooting all around.
Williams. If Williams, for the rest of his life, not try to talk shit.
Oh, Grant Williams, not Rob Williams.
Oh yeah, Grant Williams.
Grant Williams,
if he
yeah.
could not try to talk shit to Jimmy Butler, the
That was- I
same
mean,
man
that was nice, yeah.
that wants to meet the Joker outside and roll his ass up like a Tootsie Roll or a fruit rolled up, like that's the man you're trying to pick a fight in. Like, you already look like a midget on the court. And this man is like, listen, Joker, meet me outside. I'll mess you up. And Williams is like, nah, let's go ahead and headbutt. And I was like, that's a bad move. That's a bad move. I don't know why you're doing that move.
I don't know what he was thinking was going to happen
He's an idiot.
in that instance, but
Idiot.
it was not good.
It just wasn't a smart move.
He almost got a ticket to Taiwan, so
He almost did, yeah.
really close to that.
My other takeaway from this, besides the fact that the live and die by the 3 thing from the Celtics, is just That's the worst mantra. Is just keep dragging them up. I don't care whether we hitting them or not. Just keep shooting them. Like, please stop. Why?
Worst to me is no defense.
Yeah, and the
If
lack
we
of defense.
played the same style of defense we played last year, we'd be in the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
It
I would
wouldn't.
say
It
so.
wouldn't have even taken 7 games against Philly. And no disrespect, because like Miami balled out in the playoffs. Like I don't mean that as any disrespect to Miami. Like I want you to know that. But if Boston played the type of defense they played last year, I don't think it's a 7-game series against Miami. But they were weak as hell on especially transitions.
Yep.
They score a bucket and then all of a sudden like Miami's down on the end of the court and it's like 5-on-3, 5-on-4, and you're like, what the
Where are
fuck
you
is this
guys?
guy over there doing celebrating?
Right.
Little midget ass Williams. So like the defensive, not intensity, but just the soundness on defense was not there this year. And that caused them to live and die by the 3. And it was evident when they made the 3, they won. When they didn't, they lost. Except for game 6. Like we left out a little bit with that one. But other than that, like it wouldn't have gone 7 games with Philly.
Yeah.
And if they had the same defense, we would have been in the finals right now.
We do a terrible job on the high screens. Nobody fights over it. It's always just, all right, go underneath, and then Martin rips off a 3, Vincent rips off a 3, Strus rips off a 3. All of them. Like nobody wanted to go around Bam at. I'm like, all right, no disrespect to Bam.
No,
but he's not that big. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
he's not good.
Nobody else could seem to just power through the top of the screen.
Do you think he's good?
Not good enough. I mean, is he
Good enough to what?
I think he's good when he's not trying to
just get the job,
a
just get the
jump
job
shot.
done, get a body out
I know
there.
y'all weren't thinking he was good in game 6.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Nestor was ready to shoot him off to the moon.
But no, like the other thing with the Celtics defense is like if the team got an offensive rebound, it didn't. If they got one offensive rebound, it didn't matter what series it was. It didn't matter if it was Atlanta or if it was Philly or if it was Miami. If they got one offensive rebound, you can guarantee they were going to get every single fucking offensive rebound until that team scored a fucking bucket. Like it didn't matter if they missed one shot and then they got to get 3 rebounds to get a shot. If you did not get the defensive rebound and they got one offensive rebound, it didn't matter. They were eventually going to score a bucket on that possession. Like they were going to play patty cake with backboard.
Right.
It didn't fucking matter what was going to happen.
That is the most true
It
shit.
was infuriating.
Yes, because you knew the moment that first one,
The
they
first
got
time
it.
they get off it, they're like, well, he just bouncing off.
Oh,
Nope,
my
not going to get that one.
God.
Nope, never not going to get. Nope, okay, now we're going to let him. Okay, like, are we padding stats?
I was like, just let him put it in. I mean, come on, you're just wasting time at
Vegas
this point.
thing at some point? Is there an
Unbelievable.
over/under on rebounds that we're doing? It was so infuriating, and it was the whole playoffs.
Yep, entire
It wasn't even
playoffs.
just
It was
Miami.
not just
it was
Miami.
every
yeah.
single
Just-
time. You're like,
oh man,
you're like, oh y'all gonna let James Harden get a rebound? You gonna let him get 2 rebounds right there?
we're gonna let Trae Young
Jesus
get 3
Lord.
offensive rebounds.
That was just asinine. But here we are,
yeah.
with the Heat
Right.
and the Nuggets.
Yes.
It's about to be the worst finals ratings in 35 years.
So you have 2
Is it not?
interesting teams in the finals.
I think we can make it interesting.
I think
Okay, interesting, yes. Are people going to watch it? No. Like, it's not.
I don't.
gonna happen.
Unfortunately, I don't think people are going to start to tune in until later in this series once
People-
things get a little more interesting.
The numbers of a Nuggets Heat series is nothing what would have been a Celtics Lakers
Right.
series, and that's just the math. It's just it is what it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Shaq.
I think it can.
But you know that no one gives a shit about Denver and Miami.
well, if nobody gives a shit about Denver, let's start with that.
No one gives a shit about Miami.
I think people want to see the whole Butler story play out. I think
No,
that's
they
they
don't.
Yes, they do.
No, ask an
No.
average
I
person
think-
who's Jimmy Butler. They're both-
I think it's better for the league in the long run for this to happen.
No, it's not.
Then for us to just have
No.
you know
Ask the average person, any
the
person in
big
the Celtics like
franchise
that.
teams You know,
Okay.
the
No,
finals.
the NBA.
How average of
no.
a person are we talking about?
The NBA is different than any other sports franchise or any other sports league where the NBA is built off of dynasties.
Right.
It is lived and died off of dynasties.
Right. There's not
And
much.
that is how the sport is grown.
Right. There's not
It
much
was-
parity.
It was the Celtics in the 60s and 70s, and in the 80s it was the Lakers and the Celtics, and in the 90s it was the Bulls, and in the 2000 it was the Lakers. But then you had like the Spurs decided to kind of fuck shit up a little bit here and there, and then you had the Heat
right.
with LeBron James, and then
the
it wasn't
Warriors.
necessarily a dynasty, but you had LeBron James going to the finals
Right.
for 8 years in a row, and then you had Golden State. Like this league is built on dynasties, and right now you have a squad that lost in the bubble, lost Game 7. Jimmy Butler, I don't know why he's a fringe like star player. I don't know why he's considered that. I think he should be up there
Right.
with the greats of the game. Why he's not considered like a Dwayne Wade status to me is kind of asinine.
I think it's just that one ring that's holding him back
But he
at this
did-
point.
And maybe it's because Dwayne Wade like won it early.
Right,
Like
he won,
I don't
right.
know, but like who would you rather have on your team in the playoffs than Jimmy Butler? Like right now in the NBA, can you name another
Oh,
player
right,
that's
right,
better
right,
in the
right.
playoffs right
No,
now?
absolutely
Jimmy
not.
Butler is definitely
Absolutely.
like
He-
that person in playoffs.
He's who you want, but you got the Heat, and people are not respecting Butler.
No,
Right?
but my thing is like, think about this. Wait, in comparison, people respect James Harden so much unnecessarily.
don't.
They did.
No
They
one
did for a
respects
long
the-
time.
But they,
For a long
I
time
feel
they
like
did.
I feel like a lot more people.
Houston James Harden, people were like,
But people,
He's one of the
I feel
greatest
like
Never got no respect.
no, that version of him was
people were saying Kobe, Wade, Harden.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Houston Harden was like
Yes. But
one of the greatest two guards of all
No.
time.
But I feel like in history, people
No.
respect his name more than Butler now, which
That's
is weird. Which is
disgusting.
weird
I
to me.
know, right? Because I'm like, I would much
Russell-
rather have Jimmy B over James
Russell
Harden.
Westbrook has
Any day.
always been better than Harden, in my opinion. Always.
I mean, I think
Harden has
I guess
never
so,
been
yeah.
better than
I,
Harden.
I think Harden played the game better. He found out. He found out the
He
code.
got to the foul line better.
But
than
that's
anybody
that,
else.
He
but he
unlocked
but he
that.
figured
But
out
then-
that
but
was
then
the
they
strategy.
changed the rule, and
then
they're
they
like,
changed
nah,
the
we're
rule.
not calling that bullshit
Right,
no more.
exactly.
And then he decided to put the fat suit on and get himself moved off to Brooklyn.
But like but I'm saying back in the day, that Harden,
No.
people were like mad loving Harden back
No.
then. The whole beard, the
yeah.
fear of the
Man,
beard thing.
No.
I'm
That's
sorry, but the step back, that's Harden's. He revolutionized that.
Nobody respected Houston.
I would love to see
Not
as
Houston
much
on a
as,
whole,
as
but
a league is
Harden.
as a dynasty type league. I would love to see that end for a good 10 years, because after the Warriors, what have we seen? Actually?
Since the Warriors, well, they just won another one last year, so it's kind of hard to say. But there has been a little bit of a shakeup. But I will say
You still need a dynasty. If
Because
it's
they
not
kinda-
Golden State, it needs to be somebody.
somebody.
They're kind of
yeah.
trying though. They I mean, there were a lot of moves.
Yeah, but-
Came
okay.
in like Phoenix,
But
and I hope nothing happens there. I really do. Hope
but okay,
nothing
but the
happens.
problem with this finals, with it being Miami and Denver, and it, like I swear they're gonna think I'm being mean, not being mean. There's no chance of either of these teams being a dynasty.
I mean, dynasty is now far and few between. Once LeBron retires, are the Lakers now a dynasty after this, or are people now liking the Lakers right now?
Okay,
once
but,
he leaves,
but
no.
do you really think Miami has a chance to roll off 3 out of 4?
But don't you think
No.
they could become a
They
hot
could-
spot?
I think-
Denver, no, like they don't.
But either
Like,
team, I think, could become
Denver,
a hot
I
spot
do think could.
For,
no.
And
You need
we'll see what
somebody-
happens.
You need somebody more than Joker and
That's
Murray.
Right, and they'll still have to keep. They'll have to keep.
They need
updating.
one
but
more
even
person.
then,
Right.
if Joker goes down, is Murray able to carry this team? Sitting
No,
ahead?
no,
Exactly.
no,
So it's
that's
really
not.
just
But-
the
that's
Joker.
Like, well, that's like saying if Michael Jordan was
Right.
with the Bulls and won with Pippen. Like, no, they wouldn't.
I'm
but
just saying.
Murray is not, like Murray had to play out of his mind in the playoffs, and he wasn't playing that way in the regular season.
No,
Like people all of a sudden be like, "Well, Joker has this other star in Murray," and I'm like, nobody was saying Murray was he even an All-Star this year?
I don't know.
I don't think so. So shut up. Like, no, not you, but people out there.
Right.
Like, stop it acting like the Joker has a star-studded cast. I remember I was watching. I was watching The Speak on FS1, and first of all, if you ever want to hear anybody that just looks great but sounds stupid when they talk about sports, just look at Joy Taylor. She's amazing to look at, but she makes these crazy comments about people.
First of all, shame on you for not knowing what Joy Taylor was.
Wait for it.
Joy Taylor is.
Taylor, wait for it.
I know. But like she was trying to talk about how Denver has this squad that's like 3 or 4 deep on stars. And I'm like, no, stop it. And she was also like, now she was bullish on Miami. She is a big Miami
She is a Miami fan.
because her brother Jason
played
Taylor.
for-
No, Jason Taylor played for the Dolphins, so that's why you're probably in love with her. And so she grew up in the Miami area, so she's also a Heat fan. But she was bullish. Even when we won, like she was like clowning on Smart and Brown.
She
like,
was.
whoa.
This is our real. Instead of just building dynasties, we also need to focus on good coaching, building that roster, the team chemistry. Maybe we should pay it because look what happened at Brooklyn. Look what happened
at franchise that picked up. I think they won't, and I think it's a bad decision on stars. But when free agents are moving to different teams, right? They're like, I want to hook up with this guy. I want to hook up with that guy.
Right.
Nobody is saying I want to hook up with is if Murray goes completely cold. If Murray goes completely cold, I could see it kind of being a role player going 7 games. But if Murray is Murray, like he's been in the playoffs, and you got the Joker breaking records, I think Butler's worth 2 wins, but I take the Nuggets 6. And now I will say this, guys, before I see you looking at me. Okay, as a Celtics fan, I would have said Nuggets in 6 against the Celtics too, even though I'm a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
Just because I think that that's how well they've been playing in the playoffs. So don't give me that look, Shaq. I would have said the same thing if that was the Celtics, right? But he still giving me that look. He ain't changed the look. Got the same look.
I'm taking the Nuggets in 5.
Damn.
I'm giving the
He's
Heat.
just being disrespectful.
I wanted to say sweep,
Petty.
but I think that the Nuggets.
Sweet. This man wanted to say
I think that the Heat are good enough to get one
I'll
win
say
in
even-
there.
even
And,
the one game is still disrespectful.
I say
mean,
Nuggets in 5.
I said 6.
Listen,
Let me friend.
at the end of the day, Bam up against Jokic.
Okay, that is funny.
The fact that you
Bam.
chuck, who just lost a series? Us or you? Why we
No,
We
but-
don't have Jokic.
I'm saying that Bam against the Joker. That is funny.
And the other really, like, if you really want to think something's funny, when Bam goes to the bench and Jokic is still out there, what are y'all gonna do?
Y'all gonna put Hero in there?
Hero could come back this series.
He is coming back to series. He's
That's what I'm
gonna
saying.
guard.
You're gonna bring out Kevin Love and
okay,
Zeller.
But at the same token, like the Celtics were not equipped to deal with this Denver team.
No, not at all.
How many?
Like-
but how many
like it
teams
would've
are
been
though?
the
How
same
many
thing.
teams are though? How many teams have a big man that you can think
That
this will
means-
match up well?
They don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you say that about
nobody.
99% of the league, unless you have some sort of Giannis out there trying to match up. You're not
Which
matching
you
up.
guys already knocked out.
Right.
That's what I'm
Good
saying.
thing, even though he was hurt.
I was gonna say AD, but we all know that's a joke too in of itself. He would have lasted one game.
Well, he
Yeah, we
did
saw
last
it.
one game.
Yeah, he had one great game.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
that
It's
was
like
that.
not even AD is a great matchup. He was supposed to be a
Listen,
great
I'm
big
just-
man,
hey,
but
I'm gonna say this: that like Anthony Davis scored 40 points in one game. LeBron
Yep.
James scored 40 points in one game, and they couldn't beat
Yep.
Denver in one game.
Yep. Couldn't get.
They were
game on.
talking about how what would be better. Would it be better? And I think it's better if you don't let the Joker move the ball around too much, and if you just let him
Force him to
score
score.
when he
Right.
wants to shoot, just let him.
But he
shoot.
does both. It doesn't
But
like
don't-
you don't
but
get
don't let
to
him
let
move
him.
the
That's
ball
the crazy
I
thing.
know.
He's getting triple doubles.
Right.
It's a center.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Shaquille O'Neal never got. He wasn't getting triple doubles as a center. He was
Right.
getting rebounds,
Right, double.
but he wasn't getting 10 assists a game. That's crazy. And he's the most unathletic looking person in the NBA. And that's why I get so mad.
He doesn't jump.
But you
doesn't
see
jump.
you see some
I
of these
get so
passes, and
angry.
you're like kind of like, damn.
I know, but I get so mad because all of the muscles in his arms blend in like me. There's no definition. He's pale as shit. He's got the belly like me, but he's like he's like a foot taller. So all of a sudden he's a millionaire. But you know what? He has to live in Denver. And he had to be born in Serbia, so I guess he's still dealing with an 0-2 loss there.
It's probably a lateral move on.
So, not really. Serbia's a shithole. He probably bathed in the shit water.
Okay.
If you
And
see,
now he has to live in Denver. Like, it's Denver.
Denver's all right.
Is it?
It's all right.
They had to legalize weed to try to feel cool. Like, that's what Denver had to do.
I've only been once. I thought it was all right. That was my comment
That's
on
right.
it.
My brother used to live there. There's a reason why he doesn't anymore.
Okay. That's a different topic for a different show.
But he met his wife there, so I guess Denver's really cool.
yeah, there you go.
I gotta say that.
Anyway,
Rest
we
in
need to go to a
family.
break.
To be the
I understand we had some weird connection issues there, so the stream froze up for a second, but looks like we're
that's
back
ridiculous.
in business. But yeah, we're gonna go to a break. When we come back in 10 minutes, we will have G Money. And
If anyone,
actually, we didn't even hit the news. I'm tripping.
Wait, we
should we
didn't
just
hit the
come back
news?
with G Money and then hit the news?
yes, let's
Yeah.
do that and
Do
hit the
that?
news. And listen, if anybody wants to see four people get embarrassed with sports trivia by an old English guy, do it. When I say old English guy, I really mean U.S. Marine because I don't want him to kill me.
All right, folks. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna die. That sucks.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. On my way to the boat, like I ain't just had on a coat when I landed, outbranded. Perched at the edge of the branches. They don't wanna talk mansions, mine look like a campus. And I'm all about my brothers like the niggas I'm sampling. I'll leave you red shirted like the twins from Kansas. Really living my dreams I used to have in my aunt's crib.
Celtics and Heat, the Eastern Conference Finals 2023 rematch from last year. Who do you think is winning? Me personally, Celtics in 6, baby. Of course I'm a Celtics fan, but even if I take off the old Celtics cap here and just give you a completely unbiased take, I think that we are a more just simply well-rounded team and a deeper team. Miami is pretty well-rounded. They are pretty deep, but we are the most well-rounded, the most deep team left in this playoffs. We take Butler and Tatum and want to basically say that they cancel each other out. I'm fine with that. I, of course, think Tatum's a better player, but in this scenario, if you want to just say that they cancel each other out, cool. The rest of the Celtics roster is simply better than what the Heat have to offer. Like I said, more well-rounded team on both sides of the ball. So Celtics in 6, what do you guys think is the result of this series?
Hey. Yeah. Trendsetter, band frame getter, with whatever. I buy diamonds when I'm under pressure. When I apply, shit don't ever let up. Yeah. Look, I'm in the cut, the boy in the cut. Jump in the whip with the ceiling go up, we up. All of this grinding for what? It's funny when you niggas started was luck. I cannot give you a pass if you play with my money and family and friends. Then I can.
We got the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. God, that just sounds disgusting. I'm taking the Lakers on this one. Why? Because LeBron James in the conference finals is 9 out of 10 Forget all that Jordan 5 out of 6 stuff. That man couldn't make it to the finals during half his career. We're talking about LeBron James. 8-0 in his last 8 appearances in the conference finals. Now they are going up against Denver, that has one of the best records in the league, if not the best record in the league. But the Lakers have the best record since the All-Star break. I know Denver still got the Joker, but I think Anthony Davis is going to make him into a joke. So I'm taking the Lakers to make it to the NBA Finals. Mainly because I want to see a Celtics Lakers Finals. Who doesn't? Really? Come on. Who do you guys think is coming out of the West? Let us know in the comments.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
Monday Night Football, AFR. We out. Damn right, Monday Night Football. Go.
That shit is bleeding for some odd reason.
Hepatitis ass.
What the? Where did you fucking call yourself? What?
All right, how are we getting out of here?
Yeah. Yep, in my white tee. Yeah, call up Mike Williams for the hype, please. Gon' wipe you before you wipe me. My boxes of checks, not my Nikes. Cactus, not no iced tea. Got them bamboozled like I'm Spike Lee. You need more than Google just to find me. I just call a beta, get a high fee. Incredible, general. I just got the label just to sign me. Me and Chase connected like we Siamese. We been on a run, feel like a crime spree. Talk to me nicely. I see his face. Yeah, on his white tee. Yeah.
My opinion of Jimmy Butler is one of the top 3 greatest Heat players of all time, and my answers could be absolutely not. Shaq, LeBron, Wade, Bosh, and all those people who played before him on the Heat, who are by far, I feel like, a lot better than he is for the team, and did a lot more. There's a lot more to prove before he gets mentioned in that conversation.
Referees, you throw the flag, you blow the whistle. You not throw the flag, you not blow the whistle. We had over the weekend a game between Creighton and San Diego State University where a call put San Diego State on the line to shoot free throws and ended up winning the game, going to the Final Four. We saw a similar thing happen in the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles, and it basically, the call put Kansas City in field goal range. So, were they correct calls? Yes. Should the calls have been made to help decide a game at the end? You let us know in the comments. If the Lakers can stay healthy, they're going to the NBA Finals. The biggest adversary the Lakers have this year is their health. If they're healthy, the way that Pelinka has put this team together, nobody's going to beat them if they can stay healthy.
If Miami can maintain their momentum and find a way to beat the Bucks in this series, you will be seeing us in the final. There's no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it. So be prepared to see us.
If the Celtics do not win the title this year, Jaylen Brown is out. Unfortunately, his name is always in trade talks every single offseason, and I'm assuming the Celtics would want to switch up this core group that they've been with these last few years. Seeing that Brown will be an unrestricted free agent next summer, they'd want to move him ahead of time to get a good exchange for him.
All right, AFR Nation, let's talk about my favorite thing that has happened in free agency so far. Baker fucking Mayfield going to the Bucks. Baker ball, baby. I cannot wait to hear the Champa Bay fans turn into Champa Bay fans. Going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. I think they're only winning 3 or 4 games. They'll probably beat the Texans, maybe steal one from the Saints, maybe steal one from Carolina. Hell, maybe take 2 from Carolina. I don't know. 4 games at best. But here's my question. How many wins do you think the 2023 Bucks are going to get riding with Baker ball? Let us know in the comments.
I'm going to start it off at the point position, put Luka. Then in the shooting guard position, I'm going to go ahead and put Steph. LeBron at that wonderful power forward position. My kind of up in the air pick is going to be Clay at the other forward position. Very iffy pick. And then, of course, I got to put the Joker there at the big man position. He's going to be in a wonderful all-star pick. Clay being that sketchy kind of dark horse role, but I think the team will get it done perfectly.
I got sided with the East, because not only are they better, but Shaq's head sets in the West, so I'm running down the East for you. This is my starting 5 for the East if they were healthy and if there's the East roster. Trae Young at 1. Can't go wrong with that Bulldog. Durant at 2. Hurt now, but if he was healthy, he'd be starting. We're going to go ahead and have Tatum at 3. Going to have Tatum at 3 because we're putting the Greek Freak at 4. You can't move Giannis. And then we're going to finish it off with Embiid at 5. And the reason why is because he's going to break down the Joker's rashy ass like he did last week in the All-Star game. So that's my 5. Shaq's head is setting in the West. I'll give you his rundown later. You tell us who your starting 5 for the West and East would be.
Remember to follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at AFR Sports. That's it, AFR Sports. Now back to the show with your hosts Jalen, Shaquille, and Malin.
Hey.
Thing that has happened in free agency so far. Baker fucking Mayfield going to the Bucks. Baker ball, baby. I cannot wait to hear the Champa Bay fans turn into Champa Bay fans. Going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. I think they're only winning 3 or 4 games. They'll probably beat the Texans, maybe steal one from the Saints, maybe steal one from Carolina. Hell, maybe take 2 from Carolina. I don't know. 4 games at best. But here's my question. How many wins do you think the 2023 Bucks are going to get riding with Baker ball? Let us know in the comments.
I'm going to start it off at the point position, put Luka. Then in the shooting guard position, I'm going to go ahead and put Steph. LeBron at that wonderful power forward position. My kind of up in the air pick is going to be Clay at the other forward position. Very iffy pick. And then, of course, I got to put the Joker there at the big man position. He's going to be in a wonderful all-star pick. Clay being that sketchy kind of dark horse role, but I think the team will get it done perfectly.
I got sided with the East, because not only are they better, but Shaq's head sets in the West, so I'm running down the East for you. This is my starting 5 for the East if they were healthy and if there's the East roster. Trae Young at 1. Can't go wrong with that Bulldog. Durant at 2. Hurt now, but if he was healthy, he'd be starting. We're going to go ahead and have Tatum at 3. Going to have Tatum at 3 because we're putting the Greek Freak at 4. You can't move Giannis. And then we're going to finish it off with Embiid at 5. And the reason why is because he's going to break down the Joker's rashy ass like he did last week in the All-Star game. So that's my 5. Shaq's head is setting in the West. I'll give you his rundown later. You tell us who your starting 5 for the West and East would be.
Remember to follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at AFR Sports.
That's it, AFR Sports. Now back to the show with your hosts Jalen, Shaquille, and Malin.
An actual golf ball. Wait, are we back?
Hey, but yeah,
Welcome back.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey.
Welcome back to the show.
There's no music.
No, I didn't even bother.
We
this
normally
week.
have music.
Welcome back to the show. We were too busy talking about literally everything else.
Golf balls. We were talking about golf balls and AIDS.
Turn it to a therapy session on the break.
If only, if only. G Money, how are you doing?
Jalen, I'm doing really good. Yourself?
I'm also doing pretty good.
I would just like to point out that we were talking about how the founder of Titleist had AIDS, and we were talking about golf balls and AIDS, as we were talking about. Actually, 100% sure how truthful that is, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it on them. Anyways, what we were talking about.
Would you guys like to cheers before we get into the news?
Let's cheers.
Cheers to
the
Nesta's girl watching.
We saved the news.
Let's start with
in Nestor's house.
Let's give it. Nestor, anybody in particular you want to shout out before we move on?
Yes, Nestor.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Dentist. No dentist or therapist or anything like that or narcos.
And listen, we kicked Shelly out of the apartment before the show started.
Why did I even invite that?
We did. Yeah, that person, because that is nothing like the lovely person that Nestor is engaged to.
Right. Cheers to
sweat and bullets.
Yeah,
monogamy and good.
Yeah, like we knew he was wanting to get married, so we were like, you know what, guys, like we're not gonna have midget strippers or anything like that. No midget strippers. None of that going on there.
It definitely ain't Crest doing all that. I can tell you that much.
Okay, let's get into the news for the week because we have a lot to talk about throughout the rest of the show.
Could you imagine like a midget stripper just doing like a slip and slide off of Shaq's forehead?
I could.
Oh yeah.
Shaq would love to imagine that.
Yes. Yeah, I could see that happening.
He'd be like, "My nose is the high jump. Let's go, sweetie." Like a fucking ski ramp.
Yeah, let's get into the news.
Monty Williams. Did you see that?
What?
Monty Williams just went to the Pistons.
Jesus. Can we say a prayer for Monty Williams?
Change the subject.
We were getting into the news, but Monty Williams.
Talking about Monty Williams.
No, that was not on the dock until Nestor just Woj bombed us.
Why'd you do that?
Woj bomb.
Monty Williams.
That's the last time you'll hear about him. I'll tell you that much.
That's about it.
I didn't even remember he was still in it.
His career's over, if it ever was.
I think it was already over. Did anyone even think that Monty Williams is in the league?
I mean, after he lost out on the Suns job, that was
about it.
You're gonna downgrade no matter where you're going. But Detroit, that's pretty bad.
God.
Good luck.
Like that was really his fault, though.
No, I don't.
You got rid of all your bench talent.
Exactly. Right.
Hey,
all right.
Kevin Durant and your small calves and don't roll an ankle. Let's win us a chip.
They put KD
with
there.
A 58-year-old Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Devin
Booker. Yeah. You know.
Let's.
It wasn't his fault, and he actually was coach of the year like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago he was.
So I mean. I think he'll do fine in Detroit. No. I do. I think he'll do fine. I mean, the expectation is going to be low to begin with.
Stop it.
Yeah,
and really, with Detroit, there's no place to go but up.
That's one way of looking at it.
The Detroit Pistons will be lucky to win more games than the Oakland Athletics win baseball games this year.
Damn. Well, that's not fair because the Oakland Athletics have to play 162 games. I'm pretty sure they're going to win at least 35, maybe 40 games, and drop like 83.
That's great.
Man. All right.
So
first,
what we got
second piece of news now is Jimmy G failed his physical with the Raiders, and now the Raiders could move off of him if they wanted to, which I I haven't heard anything updated as far as that goes. But what do you guys think is in the future for the Raiders and Garoppolo?
They can get out of his contract with little to no money as long as he doesn't take a snap this year. Because there was a clause. I don't remember what they called the clause. I'm just going to call it the Jimmy G clause, but they knew that injury was there. It was some sort of weird technical term they put in there. But don't they also have Jared Stidham?
Yeah,
is there backup?
I think he's still there.
Yeah, they got good old Stidham boy.
Right. No worries.
I think it depends on how he shows up after the surgery because they can get out of the contract with minimal cap hit. If he doesn't respond, and let's say he's not there during training camp and preseason, I could see them trying to get out of it. But also, you get rid of Derek Carr.
Right.
You got to have somebody.
Right.
And Jimmy G was the best they could do.
Yeah.
And Josh McDaniels is a bitch. So I mean they're already the worst division or the worst team in the division.
Yeah.
So
that went
can they
fast.
really get worse?
Right.
Can they really if Jimmy G is not playing, are they going to be that much worse?
Just ask Denver.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're going to be a lot worse without because if they start Stedman or if they, I don't even know who that backup is after that. There was rumors that Tom Brady would come back since he's going to be a partial owner of the Raiders. But
that's crazy, dude.
The understanding is that the other owners are going to put a clause in that basically says, yeah, you're going to be a partial owner. You are not going to be the quarterback. So, I don't know. I mean, and it was called Appendix G for Jimmy G.
Appendix G. That's what
basically
it was.
It's if he can't play week 1, then they're out of the contract, and there's no cap hit, there's no money lost, and Jimmy G agreed to that. He basically said, "Hey, I'm going to bet on myself again that this surgery is going to go well, and I will be able to play."
But he's always hurt,
I didn't think that was a
though.
good sign. He is. He's always hurt.
He was
and
even,
that's
he
the
was
issue,
even
right?
hurt in New England.
He was.
He played. That's how Jacoby Brissett ended up in.
Right.
He's
Think about
always
that.
hurt.
He had 4 games to prove it, and he couldn't even make
He got himself hurt
4
after 2.
games. It's unbelievable.
And then he made it 5 or 6 games in San Francisco that first year after the trade, and then he hasn't.
Like every
he's
single
only
year.
had 1 healthy season where he played like all 16 games.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and they went to the Super Bowl that year.
So what?
Go figure.
I mean, but what? I mean, you almost have to think what possessed the Raiders to sign him to that type of a contract, and then and they knew at the time that he had a foot injury, and it wasn't until he told them he was having surgery, they went back in and added the addendum. And he was okay with it. He goes, okay, yeah, do away with all the guaranteed money, everything else, and I'll come back and I'll play.
Well, this is how I know they haven't been able to find a good quarterback. Because can anybody name the age of Mark Davis?
Nope.
Okay, I can't either, but I know he's old as shit. He still has not been able. He has still but not been able to find a good hairstylist. He has not been able to find a barber that can cut his hair worth the shit. He's been doing the bowl cut since he was 5 years old. So if you can't find somebody to cut your hair in a decent fucking manner, how are you going to find a free agent quarterback? Like, you're not going to do it. That man got it's not even a bowl cut.
It's pretty
like
bad.
A fucking gravy boat where it comes up here in the middle, like where the spout is supposed to be. God, and he has so much more money than us. That makes me angry.
It ain't about the money; it's just about the decisions.
God, that makes me mad.
Moving on
you could
to
be
some
that rich and look that fucking stupid.
Moving on to the next bit of news here, we have D-Hop and the Cardinals parting ways because DeAndre Hopkins on record said he wanted to be a New England Patriot, so he wanted to come. DeAndre Hopkins said he wanted to be a Patriot, so he went ahead and left the Cardinals. We're gonna go and pick him up probably next week. And that's
what are you going to do with Aguilar?
Well, I will say this, that he didn't say so much that he wanted to be a Patriot, But he did throw his quarterback under the bus the week before in that interview.
On his way up out of there.
When he was talking about how he wanted out because he wanted to be around a quarterback that wanted to put the work in and win and study and stuff like that. I was like, God damn. I was like, just let the man play Call of Duty. Shit. Like, what do we... Jesus.
I mean, he basically just said what everybody else in the world knew, that Kyler Murray doesn't really want to play quarterback.
No, he wants to play Call of Duty.
He wants to work and he doesn't want to study, you know. But hey, Arizona signed him to an extension and guaranteed a whole hell of a lot of that money.
He's got enough money to buy all them Call of Duty skins.
Yes, he does.
Get every weapon
there
skin.
You go.
He got the COD points in the bank.
He could buy the Kevin Durant avatar. Because he's tall. He can live out that tall fantasy. Because he's short as shit. Over here looking like fucking Mickey Mouse.
So, here's the interesting thing, right? So Arizona has their pick and Houston's pick next year. Let's say both teams just suck shit, which they probably are going to do. Arizona definitely.
Do a garden.
So they end up with like the first and second pick, or the first and third pick in the draft. Do they take that quarterback out of USC if he goes pro?
Yes.
And then you still
hope they do.
If you do that, you're still on the hook with Kyler Murray because you guaranteed him like $160 million. That's guaranteed.
Right.
I mean, you just kind of screwed yourself.
Yeah, but the Houston Texans will want a quarterback.
Just next year.
And Tua will probably have 2 more concussions by then. So Miami's going to be looking for a quarterback. So why not take another midget?
Tua's going to have a concussion coming out of the training room.
He's going to put his helmet on and feel dizzy.
His helmet's healthy.
But even if, but we all know this, right? If Arizona has like 2 picks in the top 5, they're still going to find a way to fuck it up. They're going to find a way to mess it up.
Most definitely.
They will find a way to look stupid at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Regardless. It doesn't matter who's the coach, doesn't matter who the GM is. It's the fact that you're the Arizona fucking Cardinals.
Right.
And your new uniform say one thing. You're a bitch. So it's just...
Don't need to say any more than that. Moving on from there, Bob Myers leaving the Warriors after 12 years. Some would say this man was the architect of the Warriors dynasty. Unexpected. He just kind of was like, it's time for something new, and that was that.
Well, he definitely had a great relationship, supposedly, with the players and Steph Curry and his wife. I mean, and everybody else.
Okay.
Wow.
So I think they're gonna miss him a lot.
Why does Nestor every show bring up somebody's relations?
I don't like Steph Curry, but
as this girl sending screenshots.
It's Devin Booker and Kylie Jenner and who was it last week?
You guys should know by now. I don't like Devin Booker or Steph.
We know that.
There's those 2 players.
We know.
Anybody else? Draymond Green, great guy, awesome person.
You like Jordan Poole?
Yes.
What about
great person.
Tatum? You like Jason?
Awesome
Tatum?
guy.
Okay.
Wish the best for him.
I will say this: is that they do say like you can't build the same building on the same foundation before. That he probably realizes that when you were a great GM, when they consider you a great GM in any sport, there's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah.
That makes you look really smart.
Right.
Whether you're in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball is kind of a crapshoot because of the farm system and how long it takes people. But I mean, like Bill Polian made a life of being an ESPN analyst. Why? Because he drafted Peyton Manning.
Right.
Did he have a choice?
Right.
Of having the number 1 pick? Like,
that's a very good point.
You know what I mean? Like you luck into these positions. Now Curry was a luck. He had bad ankles.
Right.
In fact, for the first 3 years in the league, he had bad ankles,
Right.
and no one thought he was ever going to stay healthy. He kept spraining his ankles at the worst possible goddamn time. No one thought Klay Thompson coming at WSU was going to be the 3-point shooter he is. Draymond Green was a 5th man at best coming out of Michigan State. Like, he wasn't a big prodigy. So you end up with luck. And some people don't want to like. You can't recreate like Bill Belichick right now is trying to recreate the same thing he had
and trying very hard.
in New Orleans. And how hard has that been?
Impossible.
Pete Carroll's trying to recreate the same thing he had in Seattle back in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Thomas still trying to stay relevant. Jesus
Christ.
I love you so much, Jack.
He's in the top 4 coaches in existence.
But like it is hard to recreate. So I could understand somebody at the end of a run being like,
Yes. It's always good to get out a little early, then a little late. And you can apply that to whatever part of life you want to. But with him deciding now that you know they
definitely pull out. Get your child support.
It is never good going late.
What was the name of the Bulls GM?
Jerry Krause. Yeah.
Krause. Okay, he was the only dumbass that thought
Right.
that he could
Do
recreate
it again.
another
Right.
dynasty. So he's like, fuck Phil Jackson, fuck Jordan, fuck Pippen, fuck all these people.
Right. I'm the
can do
genius.
I can recreate what I made. He's the only one that's done that. Everybody else is like, you know what? You guys are old. You can't do it anymore. I'm gonna bounce too.
Right.
I'm gonna take my clout, not my
Exactly.
Krause, and I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But Krause was the only little short man with a little big man sending him there and be like, you know what? I can find another Michael Jordan.
Well,
it's hard to recreate dynasties. When you look at GMs that moved from teams to teams and what they did, Dombrowski, that was the GM for the Boston Red Sox, who built the championship teams, right? Went to Chicago.
Well, he actually
built
won one
the
there,
champion there for like they won the
Dale
World
Epstein.
Series first time since like 1915 or something. It was like forever since they'd won it, like Boston.
They don't know
But
baseball
after
like
that-
you and I do.
But they weren't they weren't a dynasty. Jerry West built Showtime, drafted Magic, drafted not Kareem, but oh God,
Worthy.
the forward out of thank you, James Worthy. He drafted those players. He built that. Then he went to Memphis and got Gasol and built that. But that wasn't a dynasty. But it was a quality playoff team. And then he went to San Diego at the time, the Clippers, and got Blake Griffin and CP3. I mean, but he never. He could never recreate what he had in the 80s with the Lakers. He built playoff teams, but he couldn't rebuild that dynasty.
You know what that brings up though is that one of the only people that I can think of that has had a lot of success in a lot of places to go, Pat Riley.
that is true. He's
Pat
an exception to the rule.
Head coach of the Lakers. He went toe to toe with the Bulls in the early '90s, and he goes to the Heat and he's won three championships with the Heat. Nestor don't even know who Pat Riley is.
AKA the
25%.
But yeah, like he's one of the few people that have been able to kind of like recreate himself in different places. But he's also changed a lot too.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
What else we got in the news?
That was the last bit of news.
Okay.
But we are going to go hop right into the community comments. I love TikTok. Every time I open this app, you get a little surprise.
Oh, it's a great surprise.
Shaq, what you been doing in TikTok?
Let's hop into the community
Man, been trying to tick and talk here. Tick the talk.
So I did make a video after Game 7 saying that
Oh, you
I
did?
gave my props to the Heat.
No, you didn't.
And I said that I think that at this point, we need to trade Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
He's got to go. Unfortunately,
And Tatum.
I wouldn't say that. The duo is just proving that the two can't win a chip together. if we swapped out, even if we swapped out all the other people around them, I still don't see the results really being any different if we're relying on Tatum and Brown as the two best players.
Tatum will never win a title.
Really?
Well, he will if
I don't think
so. Brown and Tatum play the same position basically.
Right.
If you could, if it were possible, and I don't think it is, but if you could trade Brown to Portland for Damian Lillard, so Damian can create his own shot, and that's what you need. You need a player that can create their own
it's not gonna
shot.
happen.
And Brown can't do
won't
that. And
happen,
Jason really doesn't do that enough.
But here's why Tatum will never win a championship in Boston. This is why I think Tatum might not, like, he won't win it in Boston. He might go someplace else and win it. You cannot be the best player on the team and not be the alpha.
I see what you're saying.
He has big talent, small leadership.
Mm-hmm.
He is not that guy. If you put Tatum's talent with someone like the makeup of a Jimmy Butler, you're probably winning 6 rings in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have anybody else going to that locker room that's an alpha, he's going to lead small. You can't play big and lead small when you're somebody like Tatum.
That's the same assessment I've had of him. Great talent,
Yeah,
but
He's not
right.
that guy.
Because
He talks about being like Kobe-esque, but dude,
right.
like
he doesn't.
And he
have
doesn't
that
even come
personality.
across as he's
No, not at all. But it's funny because G Money is saying for Dame Lillard, that's the exact trade that I was thinking of. It won't happen.
But then you're putting another alpha in there that doesn't have the talent. Like you're doing
No,
the
I
same
think
thing.
that would work just fine because they don't play the same position, and that's what we're lacking. We have never had, since we've had Tatum, we've never had a true point guard,
Jalen,
at that spot.
at this
which is
point-
why our offense is so slow to get into gear.
At this point in their careers, I think that Brown and Dame have the same talent. At this point in their careers, they're both
Sure.
alphas. Dame's gonna run that locker room.
Yeah, that's what we need.
But he's not the best player on the team. So what does that mean? When you're in the playoffs, who's going to play small? Tatum is going to play small in the playoffs.
I don't see it quite that way because it's just like
he's not that guy.
It would almost be like Kevin Durant
There's a
going
reason
to
why
the
he
Warriors.
wears a 0.
It's like
on his
when
jersey.
KD went to the Warriors. KD's not that leader either. He kind of defaults to whoever else is there.
He's not him. He is not.
Right. What I'm saying,
Nah.
you don't necessarily need to be the leader, but you can also be the most talented person on the team. If you have somebody else there that's taking care of that. Which is why, if we did get a true point guard like a Dame Lillard, I think it would work just fine.
But in
But
order
I don't
for
think we're
Boston to
gonna
win that, Dame Lillard would have to be the best player on the team.
No, not at all.
Tatum is not him. He's not going to be that guy.
So what's the
Is
best
going
case
to
scenario
dominate.
for you guys when
He can't dominate a series.
after Brown goes to the Knicks? What's the best? What's the best?
I don't know. Get Jimmy
Best
Butler.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
We gotta-
Jimmy's fine where he's at.
I just think we need a true point guard at the end of the day, but
No,
it's
we
just
need
a matter
we
of
need Tatum to actually grow some balls and being an alpha. That's what we need.
I don't think that's necessary because I look at one Kevin Durant and that work out
Okay,
two times in a row.
Okay, but Kevin Durant went to a team that was already star-studded with
Right.
a bunch of playmakers. Tatum is not playing with people like Steph Curry. Klay
Right,
Thompson,
we need our
and
Steph
Draymond
Curry.
Green.
The rest of that stuff, I think we've got that figured out. We just need our
Do we?
our Steph Curry.
Didn't
I know
we
that's
go
a tall
9
order.
for 42 from 3?
Yeah,
You did. You went 9 for
look at
42
the
from 3.
Warriors.
Yeah,
The Steph
you-
Curry
you-
figured out.
You weren't good.
No, we do not have the Steph Curry figured out.
You guys want Jalen Brunson?
Brunson would be
I would take Brunson in a
would be
heartbeat
a
over
pretty
Jalen
good.
It wouldn't be
Hey,
bad.
Jalen for Jalen. We'll
I'm
take
just
that.
saying is that Tatum needs to step up and be the big man in the locker room. And unless he's willing to do that,
He ain't
I
gonna do
don't
that.
see them being able to win a championship. He
Maybe I should
needs
read
to
some
be
comics,
he
that's
needs to
where
be able to be that guy.
But even if he's that guy, You don't have a point guard. You don't have a distributor. You don't.
What is
we need a point guard.
You've got like 4 point guards that aren't point guards.
There's a reason.
White or Smart to be your shooting guard, but they're not point guards. They're not.
But that's not.
And they never will be.
Why do we take the ball
And
off
yes,
the court?
you need a point guard.
Jason
you
Tatum,
need a point
Marcus
guard.
Smart, Derek White, they dribble the ball until there's 9 seconds left in the shot clock, and then it's like, oh shit, that's right, we need to run a play. And it's like,
that's coaching.
That's not just coaching. We've been through 3 coaches. We've had that same problem the last 3 years.
And Tatum's been there at the same time. That's why he's at fault. Big ass fucking zero.
Common denominator.
It is surprising to me that he was actually a first team All Pro.
Really?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
He does not have the makeup of a superstar.
I'm just saying that has nothing to do with why our offense
Yes.
is so
That's what.
slow.
That's why I said I want Tatum. I like Tatum. I want Tatum to win a chip, just not in Boston.
Just not in Boston.
And I think when he said he's one of the top basketball players, I didn't even think he meant that.
I'm just
It didn't
saying
sound like he-
that when you
Probably
have
not.
when you have big talent and small heart, you end up wearing a 0 on your chest like Tatum. Is all I'm saying.
All right.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
That's all I'm saying. He does not have it to
Community
lead a
double.
team to a championship.
What was
I'm
Brown's
just going to,
stats in the last game?
Thank you, G Money.
They
That
were
was
pretty
Probably
terrible.
the same as Tatum.
I mean,
Probably the
Brown's
same
not
as
the
Tatum's.
alpha either. As much as you all want to think he is, he's not.
No, I do. I think
He was the
he
alpha.
is.
What? Maybe one game. Of those 7, he was.
No, not
Maybe
the alpha.
one
He's not the alpha talent, but he's the alpha personality on the team. And
I don't see that
that's
either.
the problem.
I don't see that either.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
he's
he wasn't the last
one-
game when you need someone to step up. When you seriously
Well, just
needed
'cause he
someone
tried
to
and
step
failed.
up.
I mean, he did try.
He did like what Tatum did. He started shooting threes. It's like, hey, you're not Steph Curry. You're not hitting. In fact, do you recall what Shaq said? I think it was like not
No one
you, Shaq, but
remembers what
Shaquille
Shaq
O'Neal.
says.
Oh,
Shaquille
it was
O'Neal.
like in the 3rd, 4th quarter. He's like,
remember what
goes,
he
you know,
says
if
either.
I was Boston's coach, I'd tell him, you shoot a 3 again, I'll punch you in the face. Just
Well, they should say that about
It's
Shaq
like-
if he tries to shoot a free throw. That's what they should say.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're no lack of Shaq thing, but still, I
what
mean,
we got from the community.
Air PBJ says definitely true. They should be able to get some real value for Brown if they play their cards right. On another team, he's easily a 30-point scorer.
See, on another team.
Yeah. I nobody's arguing that JB couldn't go somewhere else and average 30 points. I'm sure he could. That's not the problem that we're having.
Well, the problem is because him and Tatum can't coexist.
Right.
Tatum's a bitch.
Okay.
that's right. They can't coexist. They don't. I mean,
What we're doing.
Random person says JB doesn't need to be traded. They're good enough, and the duo adds much more to
No,
the
they're not.
Celtics lore and fan hype. Shut up.
Celtics
your
lore.
name is really long. As the C's fans, I think that Tatum and Brown as a duo can 100% get a title. They are so young. Teams used to build together.
Tatum's only 19.
We've had like 6 or 7 years, man. How many times you gotta see something fail to realize you need to give it up?
I don't know, we've been counting the clock on Tatum since Hayward Jeffries busted his ankle like, with him and Kyrie.
Yeah, the clock is like
They ain't that young.
right. We see what they are. There's no like, well, if you give 2 more years,
Like literally, Kyrie Irving went from winning a title to being the craziest person in the NBA
Right.
in the time that Tatum has become a star in the league.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
been a minute.
Since Kyrie Irving has been that guy
right.
to win a title and hitting that 3 against Golden State.
Sometimes Celtics fans can be a bit delusional.
Sometimes kind of like you with Tatum right now. Just let go and let God. 'cause
Listen.
Tatum is not going to deliver.
When that man wins a ring on the Celtics, I don't want to hear it.
You're not gonna hear it. It's not gonna happen.
I don't wanna hear
don't know what you like. If he wins a ring on the Celtics, it'll be like Dwight Howard winning a ring with the Lakers. Like you were
I'm not gonna
there,
say that.
but you weren't the catalyst to do it.
I'm telling you, we
It'll
need,
be like
we need
it'll
a
be like
great
Jimmy
point
Butler
guard.
winning a ring and Bam like
Trey
being on
Brown,
the squad.
give us
Are you saying it should be
great
like
point guard.
Haslam right now and winning his.
Yeah, Haslam. He's like what, 76 years old.
Shit, no.
76.
I think Haslam was playing for the Heat when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. He remembers that speech. He remembers that speech.
He was playing an old apple basket. He was laying the ball up in an old.
He was like, "There's some short ass shorts. Made me wear knee-high socks. Some bullshit."
Let's get into some trivia for the NBA Finals.
I feel like he has brought up the whole nuking situation multiple weeks in a row.
Just because I want to see somebody get nuked, man. Don't hate me.
But I bring up the dentist, and all of a sudden I'm a horrible person.
Okay, first of all, let's not get Nestor killed. I'm just
I never said who. I just said dentist.
Everybody knows who you're talking about when you say dentist.
When they bombed Japan.
Everybody knows what Shaq is talking about when this man says
Hiroshima, Suzuki,
Toyota. There are three things that Shaq brings up every show. He brings up the Heat, he brings up the dentist, and he brings up Nestor's teeth. Like those are the three things that come out of his mouth every single week.
Every show.
And it's because he's jealous. He wants the titties.
He was just Dennis was doing that.
He was.
Yeah, but
he goes to the dentist, and there's some like 77-year-old woman named Phyllis. And he's like, you're droopy because you had 8 kids.
We're gonna clean your teeth today. Just clean my teeth, or
nah, they're gonna smack around them dry ass nipples. That's what Phyllis is gonna do.
The girl at the front come clean my teeth.
She's a receptionist. I don't give a damn what she is.
He's really jealous.
Could use a toothbrush.
Exactly. Yeah, her teeth look white. She can brush mine too. Come over here.
It really is. But Nestor's
comes in with the
die.
toothbrush.
Nestor is going to die.
Titties on shoulder, toothbrush.
When he gets back. I'm sorry, Nestor. All of Nestor's teeth gonna fall out because his girl is never gonna let him go.
That's the last time we're ever going to the dentist.
Like, fuck the cleaning. I'm not even gonna kiss you because your breath smells like ass. But you're not going to the dentist.
Because of this show.
She's probably gonna bomb the dentist office.
Everybody's getting bombed.
She there now.
That sounds like what sounds like what a crazy woman.
Just wait for that dentist office to open.
And I mean, listen, look, like even Mickey approves. He's like, fuck yeah, like bomb that dentist office. That's probably what he's at.
Let's get to some trivia this week, folks.
Okay, so what type of trivia is that?
This is all about the two teams that are in the NBA Finals.
Okay.
As they pertain to the NBA
like
Finals.
Their whole franchise.
Yeah, we're keeping it within
the current squad
for the most part.
Oh,
yes,
fucked. Okay.
For the most part. So there's 12 questions to go around. A few of these have some bonus questions.
Yeah, Jesus.
So if you get the first part of the question right, you have a chance at a second. If somebody gets a question wrong, you can steal.
Are we giving away points like you did last time?
Hold on.
I don't want to hear about the politics.
Let these two motherfuckers over here not answer any question pertaining to the Heat and get their ass roasted. Y'all better go 1,000% with questions about the Heat. Especially you. Especially you.
We are
the
going.
Fat ass hat.
We're gonna start with
Just
G
bought that
Money
at a fucking
first.
flea market.
Then we're gonna go to Malin. Then we'll go Nestor and then Shaq. Because usually Shaq goes
Shaq
first.
has to go last.
The first 4 questions are the easiest, I will say.
The last shall be first. The first shall be last.
So you say.
Bible.
We'll
I
see.
say.
Well, that's what the Bible says.
All right. Okay. So at the end of this, whoever has the most points obviously wins. These are all
who's
just
going
worth
first?
1 point. We're going G Money, then you.
Why you gotta
Nestor,
go with the smartest person in the room?
They're all 4 questions.
Well, I may
The
not
first
be
4 are
smart because
pretty
he's
easy.
talking about Miami and Denver, and I don't care about either of those teams.
None,
cities?
None of America cares about either one of those teams.
Fucking idiot.
All right. Let's go. Next question. Next question. I don't know what I'm going on about.
Okay. I'm going to start with question number 1 for G Money.
All right.
This is a true or false.
False.
Really? Andy goes true or false? The man's a Marine.
Number
true or false.
1. This is the Nuggets' first time making the finals.
What the fuck?
True or false?
Definitely true.
That's a softball. That's true.
Thank you, G Money.
That's exactly why you go Nesta. That's exactly why you go Nesta first.
What is this like? Slow pitch softball?
Listen. Number 2. Malin, this is on you.
Oh, okay. So I get the hard one.
Do you want me to read the question?
Go ahead. Read the fucking question. I'm about to slap you.
This is the first time a number 8 seed has made the finals during a full NBA season. True or false?
First time a number 8 seed has? It's the first time a play-in seed has, but I don't think it's the first time an 8 seed has.
What's your answer?
I'll go ahead and say false. Is it true?
It is true.
God damn. That's crazy.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
You have a bonus question on that?
There is no bonus question, G Money. Number 3.
You already had the easiest question. Jesus Lord.
Nestor,
Well, that was easy too.
Wait, that was false? That was true? Really?
Are you serious?
I thought the Knicks had done that.
The Knicks.
Not as the 8th seed.
The Knicks were the last 8th seed to make it, and
Isn't
was that
what
the
you
strike
just asked?
season though?
As a full season. When the Knicks made it, it was during a shortened season.
You son of a bitch.
As a full
Oh, yeah.
season. That is the question. Those 3 words are in there because of you.
I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
The Knicks. No, that was during a strike season.
punch you
During a
in
whole
the
season,
fucking
an
face.
8 seed has never made it. Number 3.
Yeah, Mike. What's number 3? I'm reading the fucking questions now.
We're waiting until Bailey returns the mic.
What is it? You say it, I'll repeat it. You don't get the mic anymore. Bastard.
Number 3 for Nestor.
I used to like you.
Well, what team did the Nuggets lose to the last time they were in the Western Conference Finals?
Fuck, dude.
Who'd you ask that question to? Can I steal?
I'm sorry.
If he gets the
Can I
question
steal?
wrong, you can.
Hold on.
How many seconds does he have? How many seconds does he have?
Let me think.
He's got about 20 seconds left.
20
okay,
seconds.
that's perfect.
1,
Hold on.
2, 3,
This man.
4, 7,
Bums
8,
lose out
9, 10, 11,
I'm
12,
barely awake,
13,
guys. Hold on.
14,
Come on now.
15, 16, 17,
If we gave you
18,
the
19. Lakers!
The Lakers.
I said the Lakers!
Do you have an option
I
to
was gonna
steal,
say
or is it
Golden
just?
State or Lakers?
I said it. I said it.
That's not fair.
Malin got it right.
I was about to say, can y'all have an option of stealing, or is it
We
just-
do all have an option of
Clear
stealing.
it up.
First.
This man doing the countdown, stealing that
Malin was very upset about the last question.
because he didn't listen.
I get my point back.
He was going to get that point by hook or by
full
crook.
season. Little bastard.
Number 4. All right, Shaq. Remember, you're going to be on the clock as soon as these words leave my mouth.
Don't fuck up.
You got 10 seconds.
No, you get
Fuck
20
up.
seconds.
This man about 2 minutes, and I got 10 seconds.
True or false? This is the first time the Heat have made the finals since LeBron left.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
What
True.
the fuck? No, it's false.
False. It's false.
False.
My God, the
False.
bubble. The bubble,
Dumb
you
motherfucker.
clown.
Bubble.
Like your forehead.
Dumb
The big ass bubble.
beach ball, weather balloon, and I'm
We are never doing trivia again.
I don't know why we continue to do it.
G Money and I both get a point for
Ever
that.
since that trivia that we did at Millen's house.
G Money and I simultaneously said that.
Jalen, ever since that trivia.
You went first because you said it first.
Ever since that trivia did at Millen's house, I still do not know why we still do it. After no tight end, wide receiver bullshit, don't know why we could do it.
The one we did outside.
Yes, I was like, after that, I was like,
Drake the Don Julio.
yeah. After that, I was like, why do we continue to do trivia?
Jalen's
There's
like, you're a
always
bunch
some
of
sort of
kids.
beef. There's always some sort of beef, argument, or problem every time we do trivia.
The fact that he said true. Like he don't remember losing to the Lakers.
I try not to.
I was trying to tell you guys, the first four were pretty straightforward.
Clearly not.
No, you were tricky with the second
The
one.
only one that
was not tricky.
It was.
The only one that got a straightforward answer was G Money.
Because I was focused on the whole
Okay.
8 seed, but no, you two were dumb as shit. There's no way you shouldn't have had those. But because I was focused on the 8 seed. You were saying the 8 seed, and I was like, no, an 8 seed's definitely made it, but the whole full season shit.
Right.
God damn it. But I still got 2 points, even after missing that. So I'm good.
Number 5.
I'm so glad you.
We're going back to G Money here, folks.
Can't stand this man.
Man said true.
Can't stand him.
All right.
And this guy could guess the Lakers. I guess the Lakers.
That was unbelievable. All right, so
Like he hadn't talked about it so many times.
exactly. Number 5, G Money. We're back to you. How many players on Miami's roster have already won a ring?
One. Because I can't think of anybody else. All I can think of is Kevin Love, and I don't know who the rest of the backups are. Because I don't think Jimmy Butler's won one.
Two.
And
Two,
Hero,
because
I don't,
Haslam.
Hero hasn't won one. Abu Dhabi hasn't won one.
Hold on. Hold on.
Why is there no opportunity to
Hold
steal
on.
nothing whatsoever in this game?
You guys are both wrong. Let's put
What?
that out there. You guys are
There's
both
more
wrong.
than 2?
Yes.
3.
Oh, shut the fuck
Nestor
up.
is
You gotta
right.
name
He
it.
is
No,
correct.
he has to name
No,
it.
he does not.
Yes, he does. He has to fucking name
The
it.
question is, how many?
No, because
Is the bonus?
No,
is there a
because he's
bonus?
just doing his numbers after
Love
this.
has them.
The bonus is after this.
No,
Love and Haslam.
no. He just said 3 because I said 2. You said I was wrong.
Yes.
He would not have said 3 if you said that.
Well, you didn't have to answer.
Who is it? Who's the third? Who's the third?
Do I get
Heat
points?
fan?
Do I get points for my 2?
No, who is the third Heat fan?
Hold
Who's
on.
the third?
Love and
He
Haslam.
has 1 point. Can you
It's
name
Love and
all
Haslam,
3?
but there's a third one.
Can you name all 3?
There's a-
That's the
no,
bonus
we can't.
question.
He just said 3 because I said 2 and he went the next number.
Now he has to name them. So now he has to name all
That's
3
not the
of them.
question.
He doesn't know who it is.
Why do we do trivia? Why?
We were able to at least name who we thought it was.
That is not the question, sir.
Motherfucker, you just giving this dumbass a point.
Why didn't you guess 3?
Because I don't know the third one. He didn't even know the first 2.
Well, now you have the opportunity.
Because this man can count to 3, he gets a fucking point.
Yes.
Jesus
That's right.
Christ.
Counting
Who's the third
counts.
one? Who's the third one?
Who wants to name
no
I know
fucking
Udonis
clue.
Haslam.
Nobody wants to guess.
Is it Kyle Lowry?
If Kyle Lowry's number
Do I
3.
get the point?
Yeah, I'll give you the point.
I guess 2 of them. Do I not get points for that shit too?
He
I
gave all
found the
3.
third one.
He gave all 3. Nobody said Kyle Lowry until just now.
Jalen's like, I'm never doing that.
That's 3 points. If you guys haven't
Who
found
did
out,
Kyle
I'm
Lowry
competitive.
win a ring with?
Toronto.
With Toronto.
Was he?
So
He
because
was in Toronto.
G Money said the first name, he said the
He
second
said
name.
2. He did say
Yeah, after G Money's guessed the first name.
No.
Hey, this is the same logic that Malin was trying to go off of. He said, well, I said 2. And
But
then
it's
he said
different.
3.
He guessed first name. That's different than
But
numbers.
he said the bonus was yes the third person, and I
Right.
said it.
But
You guys
The-
already
you-
said
Jalen,
2.
You guys had
Jalen,
3 minutes to
was the
say
was
Lowry,
the
and you didn't say
was
it.
the original question? Name your third player.
These
No, exactly.
these-
Name all 3.
No, he said, you said the bonus.
After he said one of them, he guessed the other one. So,
He said the bonus was the name the third one. Just because you He fans don't know your own fucking squad, don't get mad at us. This man just over here counting to 3 and get a point.
The first question was only a number. That was all you had to say.
Jesus.
The bonus question.
Yeah, so he could count to 3 and he got a
The
point.
bonus question, once that was already out there, Malin and G Money both said both said Love and Haslam. So at that point, all you got, whoever
He
gets
said
is third.
Love, I said Haslam.
You guys were already right there.
Yeah.
So
And then I said Lowry.
right.
That's 3. I'm sorry you don't know your own team. That's not my fault.
People at home, this is the last time we're ever doing trivia. I don't give a damn what happens. This is it. Jesus We're only through 5 questions.
Just because you can't say true or false if the Heat have been to the finals since LeBron isn't our fault. You had an easy point.
Malin, the next one is for you.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to lose this.
This is basically the same question, just flipped. How many players on Denver's roster have already won a ring? Just a number. Just a number.
I don't even know Denver's roster, so I'm going to say 0.
That is incorrect.
Goddamn.
Is anybody going to steal? 1. There goes Shaq.
What? The same dumbass.
Fuck you. Fuck these questions.
Shaq is on the board.
Can I just make a complaint? Who went last before Malin?
G-Money did.
I thought Nestor just went.
No, G-Money did.
Nestor got the right answer, but I
Right, he
answered it.
stole it off.
You
G-Money's
had the
question.
same 3 minutes I had to
Wait, what was your
say the
answer?
name
What?
Lowry.
Okay,
This is
I'm not
awesome.
even complaining about that.
That's not where we're at. The bonus question is, who was that one player?
Who the fuck cares?
Anybody name?
He said, I counted to 1, bitch. I don't care who it was.
Don't care. Got my point. That's all.
Both
Can I
these
guess
guys can
multiple?
just add.
No.
That's all they
No.
can do to get a
No,
point.
you can guess one
Add.
name at this point.
Hold on.
No.
We are. I mean,
Stop.
I gotta guess somebody. Might as
you
well.
don't. You don't even know anybody
Michael
on
Porter
the team.
I'm
Jr.?
gonna put on the clock.
Michael Porter Jr. has only
All right.
played for the Nuggets.
All right, it was
Well,
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, KCP.
Oh.
He won it with the Lakers in the bubble.
God damn, I didn't even realize he was still
And he's still there.
Shit.
He's coming off the bench, but he's
Okay.
there nonetheless.
Well, I still got 3 points, even though I have not answered my own correct.
We are halfway there. Malin has 3. Everybody else has 1. That's where we're at.
Catch up, Buttercup.
You said that to me like everybody else here don't got 1 point.
Because you two can count to 3.
Nestor, question
And you
number
can say true or
6.
I named Lowry.
Oh my goodness.
And I could say true or false if it was your fucking question.
So you
I did. That's how I got a
you
point.
guessed the other option, and all of a sudden that makes you better.
Because it was the right one.
Anyway, Jalen,
This is question number 7, going to Nestor.
Jesus Christ.
Nestor, how many times have these two teams, the Nuggets and the Heat, played each other in the regular season of this season?
once.
Mother.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's incorrect.
No.
Can I steal?
Anybody can steal. The
I'm
floor
gonna
is
go
open.
4.
It's incorrect.
Twice.
Three.
Twice.
You already guessed. Shut up.
Shaq, what was your guess? 3. That is incorrect.
Twice.
2.
G Money, any guesses?
I already said it.
We don't know if that's correct.
Well, I mean,
It is correct.
G Money, try 5.
2 is correct. No point
they
for
played
anybody.
twice. They played in
No.
in Denver.
Shut up.
I said it.
You guessed wrong first.
Well, it
then
doesn't
you
count
I
because
said
you
the
had
right
2
one
shots
the
at
second
it.
time.
And you couldn't get it
You
right
only
the
get one
first 2
guess.
times. So you don't get it the 3rd time. This ain't 3 times you're lucky, buddy.
I'm just
You get 1 shot.
All right. Nestor gets a point there. Nobody else
Nestor get a point.
No,
How
get
does Nestor get a point?
First one. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. That wasn't the bonus question.
G Money gets that point.
G Money gets a
all
point.
right. So the bonus.
Because
Oh,
G Money
okay,
can
yeah,
add
yeah,
2.
We'll give it to
Jesus Christ. Everyone
Amen.
everyone gets fucking answers because they can just add from 1 to 2 or reason.
You have had the same opportunities everybody else.
That's how I got 3 points.
Why this man have the most amount of points to complain about?
Because I should have 6. But Jalen's being mean.
The follow-up question.
What is follow up?
I guess this is just whoever shouts it out first.
Oh, shit.
Oh
This
God.
is not gonna go.
Go ahead.
He gets
Do you have
closer.
to finish the question?
Dude,
Because I know what you're gonna ask.
The Heat.
Do you have to finish the question?
Who?
Jalen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Just don't ask that
We're not even gonna ask the We're not gonna because I don't want to hear it when someone gets a point from this.
Just don't ask it. Just
No, do it,
ask
do
Shaq his own dumbass question. He's gonna get wrong. Go ahead.
What is Shaq next?
Give him a true or
On
false.
question number 8.
Give him a true or false. Is Miami's team named the Heat? Just ask him. True or false.
They were gonna be Miami Vice.
Number 8. This is a two-parter again. Shaq,
Shit.
who is leading the Heat in playoff points per game?
How is
Go-
it
good Butler.
taking that fucking
Butler.
long?
Sorry.
Butler.
This is correct. That is 1 point. Shaq's way.
He literally asked the question 2 seconds go by. Why is it taking so long?
Like, why did it take so
He
long?
can't think about it for a minute.
I gotta make sure.
Why you got? Who else is scoring
You-
points
guess-
for Miami?
Hey,
Caleb Martin
hey,
lit us up.
hey,
Caleb Martin.
because you asked 2 questions, so
One game.
you missed their first question because you answered too
Jesus.
fast. Not thinking.
I answered too fast. But if you don't think it's Butler, like, what is the next one like points per game?
It's if you can name the number. Now, if it's a decimal, you don't have to give me the point
33.
exactly. But if you can give me, let's say it's 1.5, and you say 1, I'll count it.
I just said 33.
Well, it's Shaq's question. You got it right. You can,
What?
You can follow up.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
No, I just said it.
that's wrong.
Okay, well, I'll say another number after he says his number.
No, that's his guess. That is your guess. Guess again. Over eager ass.
He said I could answer the question before you answered. So he said
Yes, so that's your guess. That's your
he
guess.
said
You
I
can't
couldn't
follow.
do it.
Oh,
He
my
made the
goodness.
rules.
Go ahead, Shaq.
What's your number?
30.
Just incorrect.
So bad.
Don't you answer nothing. What's your
You can be off by 1.
I cannot tell you if he's off by 4.
No, but you can be off by 1.
Nestor, are you
Or
even sure that he
28.
plays for the Heat at this point?
35.
No. 35.
28.
Michael Jordan.
Let's do this again. 28.
It's
I think it's like 28 and a half.
Gee,
But
we
let's go
nailed it.
28.
It's 20 and a half.
28.
It's 20 and a half.
He was off by half point.
Good for him. All right, so we got G Money 3, Malin 3, Nestor 1, Shaq 2.
You guys suck.
Me, I'm not in last place. So I ain't worried about that.
Listen,
By a point.
I'm gonna miss my own question for the third time in a row here. That's gonna be fun. I get points out of everybody else's questions, not my own.
We're back to G Money. We're back up to the top
Oh, we
here. So this is everybody's last question.
Okay.
All right, so same question for G Money, just flip. Who is leading the Nuggets in playoff points per game?
What the fuck? Why does he get the easiest fucking questions?
Was Shaq? He didn't have an easy question.
He's stupid.
The questions.
That's pretty
Just
hurtful.
first of all,
That's
just call
pretty
him
hurtful.
stupid.
I'm upset. Why are we? I'm over here a
Okay,
bystander.
I'm going with
Big head don't mean
the
big
Joker.
brain.
Thank you. These
At
questions do not have
30
name
points
tags
a game.
on them. You said 30 points a
Don't you look at
game.
me. This man just called me stupid trying to look at me for insurance.
He did get the first part.
Yeah,
right.
he
He
did.
did
Of
not
course he
get the
did.
second
I
part.
hope Jenna
right.
busted a
he's
nut
not
right
a
there.
fucking
That
idiot.
cushion right there. Talking about this as a cats and couch. Oh, they have it right
You
there.
know
that
what?
cushion.
I'm just gonna give it to him. He got the second one right. It's 29.9. He said 30.
That's not 30.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
So you can't give it to him.
Pretty damn close.
Well, looks like G Money won.
Damn close is not right though.
He upset because he was at risk losing.
I am.
I more
We're
around
tied in points. You're gonna
5
give him
feet
2
away
points for
from you.
that?
You're still
G
hurt.
Money has 5
Still dead. If I
points
drop
right now.
mortar
Joe,
around 5 feet
You
from
know,
you, you're still
Alex
dead.
Okay.
Trebek you will never be because
Jalen literally said
at
if you
this.
come really close, like by decimals, he would give it to you.
okay, I'll
Right.
say never mind. But
Number 10. This is your question. You better get this right. Including this year, How many times has Eric Spoelstra been to the finals as the head coach?
6.
That is correct.
Damn right it is, because I
got it
fucking
right
know
on.
things. There's no follow up though, is there?
You know-
he had a follow up
you
to be
know-
able to get the
you know
final.
That
full
was the
season.
last follow up.
So I don't get a chance to get 2 points.
No. All the follow up questions are done. There was
That's
4
cool.
follow up
Yeah,
questions.
So he had an opportunity to get 2 points.
You
I
guys
didn't get no
all
opportunity.
had a follow up question.
I ain't getting no opportunity to get 2 points, but he did. Okay, I see what you're doing.
My goodness.
I see what you're doing.
Number 11. Mike Malone. Sorry, this is Nestor's question. Mike Malone was the head coach of one NBA team prior to the Nuggets. What team was that? You're on the clock.
Don't look at me. That's your question.
He's like, well, there's 29 other teams I could pick from.
Fuck.
It's been a while.
Got 10 seconds.
He's been in Denver for a minute.
I give up.
You don't even gonna throw out a name.
Hold on.
The New York Liberty. Nothing. All right, time's up.
You serious?
Anybody else gonna throw in their head? What'd you say?
New Orleans has never been to the goddamn final.
Are we talking about teams in the finals?
No,
Just-
just
just teams that
who
he's
did he
coached
coach
for.
before the
Just
Nuggets?
coach any team that he's coached.
Oh,
It was not New Orleans.
Who did he coach before that?
Right.
I'm gonna say Sacramento.
Malin is correct. The Kings was the answer.
So what happens when you
Does that make up for your 2-part question you didn't get?
No, it doesn't. 'cause
He
I still
did
feel
get a
like
2-part
I should have
question.
had a
There
2-part
are
of that
4
one. I should not be tied right now. I should have.
There are 4 2-part questions, so everybody got one.
I'm just saying, Sacramento. That should be 2 points.
Last question is for Shaq. Now, if he doesn't get this right, then we'll just go
Are we gonna
automatically to
end
G.
in a tie again? I tied with Shaq like 3 weeks
I mean, if I
ago.
get it wrong, one of y'all can get it right.
Right.
So.
Okay, it's another true or false.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
So one of y'all gonna win.
We got fucking Mega Mind over here.
Should we just give this to G Money and Malin? Because even if you get it right, you're not going to be. It's not going to change anything.
No, he has the
If
opportunity.
he gets it right, then the
no, I want to see if he's really
Right?
stupid.
Right. If he gets,
So give it to him.
if he gets it right or wrong, it's still a tie between Malin and G Money.
Give it
But
to
he
Shaq.
at
Now-
least
Yeah.
he at least gets to see if he knows things.
Right.
Because right
Give it to
now he
Shaq.
doesn't.
So you're saying if he does get this right, he's not stupid. Is that what you're saying?
Shaq, get it
He
right.
still
so they
said
can
that the Heat hadn't gone to the finals since LeBron James. He still
on.
said that.
If
And that's
Baylor-
on tape.
I was not trying to insult
That's on
Shaq. I was just
tape.
repeating what was said.
That's on tape.
True or false? Eric Spoelstra and Mike Malone have never played in the NBA.
True.
I mean,
Correct.
I was about to say there's only one other option. If it was,
Does this mean Malin has
Unless
never won
you
the
want to make
trivia?
make up a question off the top of your head.
It's only
I'm
time.
thinking of something
we
that
tied.
would be the.
No, we tied.
Yeah, actually,
again.
you're right. We'll end it on time.
It's
I don't
a
want to hear
tie
the
again.
politics of a tiebreaker.
This is the second time in a row I've tied on trivia.
When was the last time somebody
Makes
actually won
sense, man.
trivia?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
No, actually,
I just assume it was
that man.
That's why he brought it up. He did. He
It
did
was
win.
the outright winner of the Super Bowl trivia.
That's disgusting. No, off
I
a
know my
technicality. I
NFL.
remember that. That's a
Oh,
technicality.
now it's a technicality, but
It's always a
but when I brought it up as a technicality,
Just
That
the
wasn't
bubble.
real.
this
It
bubble.
wasn't the bubble trivia.
That was-
Y'all
that
called
was a bubble
my
Super Bowl
fantasy
win.
win a bubble trivia, a bubble
I want ice
victory.
cream.
You two literally were like 0 for 19 on anything about the fucking Heat in the whole goddamn trivia. So you guys don't get to talk.
I was in last place though. That's
Not
all I
anything.
did. I did score 3 points. This man's still sitting at 1. So
Like literally everything
Not on
about the
Heat
Heat they
questions.
were wrong most of the time.
I'd like to say I heard from G Money the least amount this whole thing, and he was tied for first. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, I kind of feel like.
Are you saying G Money won?
I
saying.
only complain on the.
G Money
He
won.
was not complaining.
I think
he was not
G-Money
giving me
won.
any technicalities. The man just answered his questions, and he's still tied for first.
I think he won this trophy.
Okay, well, Nestor, your opinion doesn't fucking count.
Hey, Malin.
What?
Hey, Malin.
Yeah.
You want a tie-breaking question? Here, I got
Oh,
one for you.
How does that count if it comes from you?
Tiebreaking comes from you.
Yeah, I give you a question.
Just
and
because you were just
answer
looking at a
that.
goddamn laptop.
Let's test your skills,
Jesus
shall we?
Christ.
Who is the only player to win the MVP of an NBA Finals? It was on the losing team. Name the player, name the team, name the year, name the team that beat them.
Name the attendance count.
Just because you just looked it up. What the hell?
Name the wind
I'm
speed.
looking it up. I'm right here. I'm
The
looking
AC
at
temperature.
you. Looking at you. Come on now. You got to Google it.
Can you give a decade?
Google is your friend.
I'm not Googling it.
Yeah, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I just,
1971.
yeah, 1971. I wasn't even
Lakers.
born for 10 years.
So
My mom
therefore,
and dad didn't even know who
NBA
the
didn't
fuck they
exist
were.
until you were born, dude. Come on now, it's trivia. It's NBA Finals trivia.
This guy.
Come on now, the NBA
Come on,
existed
man.
well before you were
Damn.
born.
He's on the show on his phone, but he's looking at his laptop, coming up with the most
Magic
obscure
Johnson
fucking
didn't
fan.
exist until you were born.
Jesus
Is
Lord.
that what you're saying? I mean, come on now.
1971.
This is the
Well,
most. This is the most.
What were there like 8 teams in the NBA in
Dan is like,
1971?
I'm never doing this shitty.
This is the most angry episode. Everyone's just upset. This one was upset at the beginning. I made an intro. This
Jerry
one was
West.
upset about me.
Jerry West won the MVP. They were playing Boston. He also was one of 3 players
You did this.
in the finals that have scored 50 or more points in a game.
It's your
Let's go back to Jenga.
Those aren't
Django
even
was peaceful.
crazy facts. Just facts that are out there.
It was actually peaceful.
Any NBA would
Not
know.
like this.
Hey, who
And
won?
definitely a Boston fan would know that. They would know that, oh yeah, that's right. It's like,
A Boston
I mean-
fan would know every NBA Finals MVP ever.
We don't know the 70s mainly.
It's
Um,
well, I don't know the
Boston played
1971
in.
70s.
The Boston
was
played in
no-
and won.
declared winner between our Jenga teams. It did come down to you and Nestor's team. I will say that. Everybody
Yeah,
just kept
right.
saying Nestor
is
and
me.
Malin. Okay.
Okay.
It was
So I
That was a
tied
good
with
game.
G-Money and I won that.
that was
What I heard.
Sure.
I kept waiting for one of you to like pull it and watch the whole tower collapse.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
we were all.
Jalen, when you threw in that when it was going around the second time, going like, oh yeah, and by the way, if this collapses, yeah, none of your players count.
I mean,
Your
I
team
gotta
just-
say this. Like, I expected Shaq to have a good pullout game, but I'm actually a little bit surprised that we did as good as we did.
We all have a fairly good point
He
game.
just over there just fucking titties, so he just you don't need to pull out. Sorry about that.
Don't gotta pull out the titties.
Just rubbing it.
It's
in
like
there.
pull out. No, all about pull out.
I don't have to pull.
All right.
Anyway,
This man's gonna die.
So trivia's banned. That's what we learned.
Should
Uh,
have banned a while
Let's
ago.
keep fucking time.
No one's ever happy in trivia. That's what you're like.
No,
Everyone's
absolutely
always
not.
upset towards the end. Of
I'm
it.
not
matter.
happy unless I win.
And even when you're winning, you're still upset.
I want to win by more.
You're winning and complaining the whole time.
It's like you gave that guy 10 extra seconds to answer the question. What the hell?
What do you care?
If I had those 10 extra seconds, I would have gotten that question right.
As he's beating that person by 4 points. What are we? What are you arguing about time frame?
Okay, the same person said.
That's my point.
This.
We have a ride or die in 5 before you should call Shaq stupid again or something.
I just want to point out one more time that Shaq didn't remember that the Heat were in the finals since LeBron James. He said it.
God.
He said it.
I mean, yeah, like that was. I mean,
That
it
was
wasn't
like
it was
3 years
10 years
ago.
ago.
It was in the bubble. And they beat the
It was in the
Celtics to
bubble.
get
It
there.
was the
I know you
bubble
two were
series.
watching the games together.
I don't remember watching those ones together,
Okay,
but
maybe
Because that's when Hero made a name for himself. And everybody's
It was
going like,
bubble.
oh man, this guy's going to just break out. He's going to be, he's going to be great.
You knew this was not Jimmy Butler's first time in the finals.
Yeah, I did.
I don't understand why you said that.
that's why he took his time on the second question.
He
'cause
definitely
knew
didn't
he
go to
had
the
it.
finals with
You could have
Chicago.
been tied with us.
Yeah, he would have been tied.
You would have been tied with us.
But here we are.
Damn.
I didn't come last.
Your own spot.
Can we get past trivia?
I'm trying to. We're bringing up the 70s. We're bringing up the bubble.
Giving him 2 questions in one, and only need 1 question.
Ride or die in 5. Last week, we all won 1 game besides Shaq. It was only 1 game to pick, and those were the results. So, as things currently
His
stand,
team won the most important one, but he takes
right?
an L on this one.
That's the most Shaq thing ever.
And keep in mind that Nestor is not taking an L.
Yes,
No.
he should. He should have taken 2 L's. To be honest with you.
He picked
Malin is
Exactly.
177 and 120. He's plus 57. I'm 191 and 147. I'm plus 44. Shaq is 176 and 156 plus 20. G Money 95 and 81 plus 14. And the Nestor 71 and 57 also plus 14. I will say that this could be the last one, depending on how the series goes, or next week's will be the last one. But the Ride or Die will go away for like the summer until it restarts with the
Fucking
NFL season. So
Where I thrive.
that's where we're at right now, folks.
I do a lot better in NFL season than I do NBA season. So.
There's a lot of talk going on right now, and just don't jinx yourself. We're gonna start off with Game 1 tomorrow night. Miami is in Denver for Game 1. We'll just keep the same trivia order, so we'll start with G Money.
I'm going with Denver. Denver's really good against the zone defense, and the Heat play zone about 22% of the time. And really, they don't have anybody that can match up against the Joker. They really don't. And I think I just don't see Miami winning this game. Miami is not playing Boston. And Denver's going to win it. Whatever the point spread is, they're going to cover it.
That's so hurtful.
You gotta say it like that.
Damn. I'm also taking Denver in Game 1. Mainly because, and listen, this is not discrediting what the Heat did in Game 7, but the Heat scored 103 points.
Yeah,
it's not like they
low scoring.
It's not like they beat the brakes off of Boston. Boston's problem is that they couldn't score points.
Couldn't get their
I
head out of
don't
their ass.
think that Denver is going to have a problem scoring points. And Miami has shown that they could lose games that they should have a possibility to win. And they just went through a grueling, like these last 4 games were a lot for the Heat. They were up 3-0
Yes.
and then
Yes.
just like, so I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you know, like Miami might go in there and steal one, but
They ain't stealing this one.
Denver's also undefeated at home.
Right.
So I don't think they have an answer for the Joker. I do think they're going to win 1 or 2 games, but I just don't think it's going to be one.
Yeah. Nestor.
I want you to look at that look at it. I want you to see the look on his face.
It's difficult because I think Miami's taking one in Denver. I just don't know if it's the first.
You know
game.
it's the first or not.
I don't think it'll be the first game. I think, like Malin said, they just got back from a really tough series.
Yeah.
It went over to Game 7.
Judgment.
So,
So much judgment.
yeah, I think the Heat lose the first game.
I would just like to say it's a good thing that Shaq is not holding the book of life, because if that was the case, then Nestor would not be getting into heaven. Because there was so much judgment in those eyes. He'd have crossed his name out even if it was in there. He was like, nope.
Ripped it out.
The whole page.
Missing that page, you and 10 other people, and that's your fault.
Everybody got suffered because of you.
Shaq.
Shaq
why are
beat
the
the
Miami Heat winning the first game?
So
Butler
game one.
wants his ring,
There you
and
go.
he's gonna get it.
There you
And he's like, "Fuck him! If he's got to play lights out, he's gonna come out there and play lights out." Butler's gonna put the whole load on his shoulders, and I say he wins game one. Great momentum. That's how he started series, winning game one with great momentum.
I love the enthusiasm. This is the same man that
Yes.
wasn't going to show up to the show if their last game.
Can
was
we-
seven.
Right.
But he
Can we
is
move on?
so
72 hours
excited.
ago, he was not going to show up. But
And this is 72 hours later. This is
A
all
lot can change in 3 days.
exactly.
Like,
that does not matter. Shaq still sticking with his guns.
I like
and
it.
that
I like the
is,
confidence.
uh,
He's looking at you like
admirable.
you a bitch, though. He's definitely giving you the look.
He's giving you the Jimmy Butler,
not
the
giving
Grant
it.
Williams stare.
You know, I will say this, that Jimmy Butler would not even hold the Eastern Conference trophy.
He was like, nah, this ain't it.
They asked him, if he, like, and he was like, nah, I'll hold the next one.
Right.
Oh, that is
Like,
why
he
I picked
wants,
this man.
he wants that trophy. He wants
This man is driven.
I think that he's going to be extremely driven game one. He'll pop off for, hell, give him 56 points. Ain't
And
going to
still
matter.
lose.
They're losing. They're
Damn.
losing game one.
You just pulled, you know, you just pulled the Nestor, right?
That's even more
You just
disrespectful.
did the Nestor.
This man's
Jimmy
gonna
will get his.
wear himself out thin just to still catch a fat
Just did it. He can't get thinner than he already is. But you just pulled the Nestor there. That's crazy.
Ain't nobody coming along with Jimmy Butler on this one. I think that's as much as going on. Sunday night, though, game 2. Get a couple days rest in them.
Oh, we're picking that one too?
Yeah. Well, this is the last one, so.
Okay. Denver.
All right. Malin going early. G Money.
Sorry. I don't even need to really explain it. Just Denver.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Denver taking the first 2 games. I mean, they're playing at altitude. You know, you see what that did with the Lakers. You see that what that does to any team that goes up to Denver to play. It's not easy. And you get like what, a day rest, and you're playing. Man, you know that's hard. And if Miami expels a whole lot of energy in game 1 and loses,
expels.
It's not good. It's not good.
Just like on the dental tissues.
So I got Denver winning and going to Miami up 2-0.
Nestor has to take Miami because he said they're going to
No,
win
he
1
doesn't.
or 2.
He ain't got to take
No,
nothing.
he said that they're going to win 1 or 2 in
you go.
Denver.
No,
Nestor is known for saying one thing and meaning another.
Go ahead.
I'm not going first.
He said they're going to win 1 of the 2.
No, I'm shushing this
Did he
man.
not?
I'm shushing this man.
I'm
shushing this man.
Make Shaq
You go first.
We gotta
No,
change the order.
Jill,
now.
if I gotta sit in silence, we will sit here in silence. Nestor has to pick first.
We're following the same order.
Yes, go ahead and pick your fucking call.
Go ahead, Nestor.
He already said that Miami was going to win 1 of 2 in Denver. He picked Denver.
Don't you try to influence it, because
Let
then
him say it.
he's gonna feel bad and pick it. Go ahead and pick it off your opinion. What are you picking, Nestor?
There is no way in hell that the Heat win the championship without stealing a game in Denver.
God, this man just
Hold
doing
on, he didn't make a
Nestor.
pick.
He did make a
Yes.
pick.
So the Heat take game 2.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
Are you
I'm sure.
committing?
Okay,
Positive.
well, that
It has
means
to
they're not
happen.
winning game 2. so.
Okay, let's
Sorry,
put this
Jerry.
down. Nestor
What are you
is
picking, Shaq?
Nestor's
Don't not
buzzing
pick Heat
right now.
Oh, I'm living down by the sea.
Okay, I was about to say,
I either
don't go Denver now.
No, I go 2-0 or go 0-2, and I don't give a damn. I'll stick by.
So
I'll stick
who's
by
winning
that.
game 3?
Who's winning
We're
game?
not doing game 3.
No, just
Nestor.
curious. Who's winning game 3?
We're not.
Shaq.
Why is there that fight tonight?
This man's just trying to. He's trying to
say.
He's trying to pick an
game
argument.
7.
He's trying to pick an argument with me now.
In 7. And I said Heat in 6.
We also won 3 games straight, and also went to game 7. So fuck you trying to argue?
So
about?
you're going to go up 3 again?
I don't know. We could lose. We could lose game 3 and come back. Lose game
supposed to
3.
be in one accord. They're both fans of the same fucking team.
Hey, Malin, who started this argument? Him.
They're the
What?
same- they're fans of the same team.
I told Oh, the G Money left.
No, but he's attacking me. I'm over here. He's like, what about game 3? I was like, fuck you.
How are you guys arguing? You have the same pick.
He started this argument. I didn't argue with him. I made my pick, and he's like, what about game 3? What the fuck?
Shai's like,
we got 2 picks here in this fucking roster.
It's almost hard to believe that they're both Miami Heat.
The fuck you care about game 3? That's not what we're voting on this
Like
week.
you and I always be riding together.
Right.
We're
no matter what.
We're not.
See that?
Are you two married? Do you guys need time on the casting couch?
I am fine.
I feel like
I'm fine.
I think we need to dim the lights and leave the room and let
It's
these
this
two
motherfucker
just
who will
thump
watch
at
me
it a little bit.
get backhanded for 10 minutes and just
Well, you
watch
might
it.
get backhanded. We leave you guys alone a little bit.
Nestor is just Nestor wants some transparency, and Shaq is saying it's not time yet. He's holding his cards to his chest.
I am committing on these first games. And you're over here trying to question me.
7.
So we can win. Can we win the first 2 games and still end up in game 7?
So why can't I say we're gonna lose the first game?
I'm just. Why is he trying to argue with
You
this?
guys are so wild, man.
But I didn't even-
I love this dynamic. I love the fact that Nestor is back and in person.
This is like Tatum
Yes.
and
It is
Jaylen
so
Brown.
much better
Right.
because it wouldn't feel the same if he was still in Colombia.
Right.
I'm just trying to
hiding for
figure
his
out what the
life.
fuck we're arguing about.
Like,
That's what I'm
if
trying
he was still in
to.
Colombia hiding from his girl in some halfway house.
He might not be
it
able to
wouldn't
return.
be the same.
This girl's on
But
Google
here
Translate
he
right now.
is
trying-
in the flesh.
Halfway.
Here he is in the flesh.
With the mic.
What are we arguing about? What is the argument about?
I don't know what you guys are arguing about.
I don't know what we're arguing about.
G Money, you guys started this argument. You guys talked. G Money got up, left, got a refill, came back. You guys are still talking about the same shit.
I'm not talking about nothing. This man's over here trying to pick a fight with me, and I'm just sitting here.
saying the most words. You're mad. I get it because he has not been your ride or die this entire playoffs. He's been on a die. Without
He
the
just-
mic, he's still saying the same thing.
Motherfucker's like, that's like a couple. That's like a couple who goes to dinner and then you wait for dinner in public to start fighting with me. He's like, motherfucker, we are home all day. You wait till we were eating Red Lobster to pick a fight.
I wish that I could send these two to some sort of American counselor.
Thought you said about what restaurant we're
I
at.
wish that I could just sit these two in front of a
Olive Garden
marriage
is cheaper.
counselor and just let them go to town.
He's like, what?
That person would quit their
Red
profession.
Lobster.
They would
It'd
quit.
be done day
They'd be
one.
like, I'd much rather flip burgers at McDonald's than listen to you two dumbasses
Talk
talk
about
about-
nothing.
talk about nothing. We're just hating on each other. Because
We're on the same
one of you
team, still
picking the
arguing.
Heat 2, 1-1-1, and then you want to talk about game 3. We're not.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like LeBron and J.R. Smith when he was over there wasting time
Who's
in the club.
JR?
I'm LeBron.
This motherfucker's here.
And you're LeBron. You're like,
What the fuck are we arguing about? He's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's like, yeah, all right, okay.
he's Kevin Hart when the guy's supposed to have his back. He's like, help me, help me. That's Shaq. Shaq wants some help.
That
He's
sounds
not
like
getting
it
the help.
sounds like your predicament.
He's
It's
not
like,
getting help, but you can picture Kevin Hart with the look on his face, with
Right.
big ass eyes. You know exactly. I can't say the words because of my skin color. Everybody else say the words. Well, Nestor can't. Nestor's on the fence. I don't think Nestor can say it either. But Shaq said the words.
That's our cue to wrap up.
G Money damn sure can't say the word because not only is he white, but he's old and he's a Marine, and that's not gonna fly. You're gonna get the whole country in trouble if you say that word.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was fully expecting G Money just to come here and say the word right after you said it. He's like, yeah, sure, damn sure can't say that.
If he-
And then just say it.
If G Money would have said it, I'd have thrown my mic and just walked out.
Oh, he would have got applause from me.
Because-
That's the most ballsy thing you could do.
I would have known that we would never be on this show again together.
I would give you applause.
We would
Ballsy.
have been canceled
Yeah.
so damn fast.
I mean, I want to get you guys canceled.
Is that what it's gonna
They
get
were like,
canceled?
somebody at YouTube already has everybody's social security numbers, and they already know. They're like, no, wrong skin color, canceled. So
Before we get up out of here,
oh Jesus,
is
Wanna
there
give us enough opportunity to fuck this up?
no?
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. We've got a couple games this weekend and a couple games next week. Hey, I don't think it could be over by next week. But
no, you can't. There will be 3 games.
Yeah,
Thursday,
right,
Saturday,
Yeah, we'll be
Tuesday.
3 games in.
Yeah.
So we
Thursday,
can
Sunday,
actually
Tuesday.
pick games 4 and 5.
Next
right.
Next
right,
week. Next week. Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know. I think I missed the part of the beginning of this first of this show, but I think my pick would be Denver in 6 because I think Miami will win a couple. Will win a couple of games.
That's what I said.
I just don't see them.
Don't win a game.
I mean, Jimmy Butler may will a game and win it.
You know what G Money did though.
I mean, as much as as much as you look at Miami and you say they don't have the talent versus the teams they played, they've beaten each of those teams. I mean, at that point they didn't have the talent, but they had the coaching.
I would just like to point out.
And if anything, when you look at the teams they played, they didn't have the coaching.
They didn't have coaching. No coaching.
One of those coaches got fired.
All of them got fired. Everybody got fired.
Well, they haven't
except for
fired
Ham.
Boston's coach yet.
They probably fucking should. But anyways,
Did they fire Chicago's coach?
I would just like to
Did
point
he get
out.
fired?
No, he's still there in New York.
I would just like to point out that I said the same thing that G Money did, and both these people still argue like a couple of bitches for the longest time. Then all of a sudden, G Money says it, and both of them looked at me like a unifying force. Like, that some bitch said this about the. Like, now all of a sudden they're banded brothers, like the HBO series. These two, they're like the band of brothers now, just because G Money said it. But I said it earlier.
Well,
but that's fine. I get it.
I'm like that 80s commercial with E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. G Money speaks, people listen.
I don't know what the fuck E.F. Hutton is.
Folks,
I do listen, dude.
we want to thank you all
Yes.
for watching.
We'll
This
be
has
around
been
next week.
After Further Petty Review. We will see you all next week
G Money and I tied.
for the last edition of the Ride or Die in 5.
But Shaq did not come in last.
Damn, there hasn't been a winner since Super Bowl trivia. That's weird.
This motherfucker. And you hasn't got a damn thing right since.
And that was the worst ratings this show has ever had.
It don't matter.
That was the worst ratings this show
We'll
has ever
see
had.
you all next week.
Man.
Show is cancer.
Go back
Have a
and
good
forth, man.
week.
Jesus Lord.
Peace.